Bonsoir, je m'appelle Jabarou et bienvenue les FM Playoffs, les premières community tournois. And that's about all the French I can do. So sit down, grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink, and I'm going to bring up my lovely panelists that are joining me today. First up, the funny guy, host of the FMT pod, Mr. Narrative himself, it's Tony Jameson. Evening, Tony.
Bonsoir, je m'appelle Tony, j'ai 12 ans, j'habite un petit village.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So I'm 12 years old and live in a small village. There you go.
Lovely stuff. There you go. Told you he was a funny guy. Next, we've got from all the way across the pond. He's the tactics tester. He's just been approached by his Danish club I can't say the name of to manage their team. He's a lover of great music, and he's also a dirty, dirty blue nose. It's Stick Piano. Hello, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, good to
I'm
see
really
you.
excited. I don't know any France. France is like hola. Is that the right language?
No, that's Spanish, I'm afraid. Yeah, it was a good attempt. Yeah, but there we are. And Ali's here too. Sorry, I've just completely ran out of all my Mr. Diz intro levels now. So, but he's won the playoffs before, haven't you? You're the only winner on the panel. So there we are.
I don't stop talking about that, to be honest. But no, good to be here. Je suis le garçon, which means I'm a boy. That's about the only French I remember. That's C grade in GCSE French has gone a long way.
Yeah. So are we looking
for LA?
Did you mean LA? Because it's got an accent above it as well. Because that's how they work as well. Yeah. He goes up.
Maybe I'll add an accent. I'll add an accent onto the name just for you, Tony.
Yeah. Lovely stuff. Right. Yeah. So it's great to see you all. We're all into some Le Tournoi draft action. So it's 25 years since Le Tournoi happened and Roberto for Carlos's free kick. I think me and Ali can agree it's the greatest moment in England's history in the last 25 years because they won something. So there we are. And Tony can pretend to be Scottish. It's fine. It works that way usually. Anyway, so Le Tournoi, it was as we said, it came up that way. So we'll go into the format. It's 20 players. It's a £350 million budget. First 5 picks from England. The next 5 picks from Brazil. Then it's 5 from France. Then it's final 5 from Italy. Stick, how do you draft this? Because I don't want to be involved in this because it's horrible. It might have been my idea, but I'm not going to delve into that. But yeah.
you kind of have to like read the smoke signals a little bit. Like if I were prepping for this draft, I think I'd prep both bargains and starters in every country. I don't think you want to like count on like one country supplying you a bunch of starters. Like if someone drafts in front of you and they take the starters you want, like you need to be able to pivot into, well, I guess this is the country I take a bunch of bargains from. And so you just have to stay flexible. You can't go in there with a huge plan. Maybe like some of the people, right, will draft hot. Like for instance, Dalgit has first pick for England and then also first pick from France, right? So Dalgit can plan ahead, like which English guy is on my squad for sure. Who do I have to save money for to be on my squad from France for sure, right? So some things will be known to people, right? Like who are your top 3 French players if you're FM girl, kind of start to think about who you're going to target with that first pick of each country and then kind of take it from there. But you need a little bit of a plan, but you have to be flexible. People are just
definitely.
Like, it's just going to be crazy.
Yeah, and Ali, as a former champ, I mean, how would you go about this? Like, if it was your draft, how would you go about it tactics wise? Would you be as flexible as Stick suggests, or are you keying in for those players where you are?
If I was in this draft, I would have a strategy of 2 players per sort of section, per nation, I guess, that are intended for the first team, and then I'd go for 3 sort of maybe backup and rotations. And to be honest, with this sort of pool, you've got Italy in there. I'd be saving all my midfielders until right at the end. That is how I'd approach this. But it's going to be tight. I don't know how everyone's going to pick. I think you're going to have to be smart about it, but I'm not smart enough to figure out how smart is, which I guess you already knew.
And we've lost Tony at some point. I don't know where he's gone, but he's just disappeared out of the middle of us. I mean, maybe he's that offended about the question I was about to ask him. So we'll have a quick look at
the question, I think.
Yeah, maybe it is on that. Yeah, maybe it is. I'm not sure which way that one's gone. Unfortunately, sorry. So yeah, I'll throw it over to you guys now, just to review the players that we've got. We'll start off with pick number 1. Draft position number 1. It's Dalgit. So if you want to tell us a little bit more what you know about him, please stick.
Well, I mean, Dalgit is great because he can play literally any tactic. And I think more than any other person in the field knows what beats each tactic. Maybe Gareth, GYR, also sort of knows that, but like that's a huge advantage for busting it. He also drafts like 3 times a week, which is insane. He definitely drafts more than anyone else in the draft pool. And I think that's a pretty big advantage, from hosting his own drafts to being in other people's drafts as well. Like, he does pretty wild stips on his community drafts too. So I think like Dalgit has a lot of experience. Maybe not like the marquee finishes that you would expect from Dalgit. I think at some point it's going to come together for him in a tournament. He's also just like dead on his feet in most of these because of the Singapore time difference. But
Yeah.
he knows how to navigate a difficult pool, and he knows what tactic to use in literally any situation. So I think that this might be the tournament for Dalgit finally.
Lovely. And then welcome back, Tony, for a start. And then you went somewhere. So next up is G Muzzer. He qualified the other night in the qualifier, which was as pundit on. What's your opinion on him, Ali?
Muzzer's coming into this, I think, in a really good position, because we haven't seen him actively take part in a lot of draft competitions, particularly the Triple Crowns. I believe this is the first time he's in a Triple Crown tournament, but not as a qualifier, which is great for him. He can definitely go into this one with no one really knowing what he's going to do. Expectations are set quite low for him, and you can definitely take that in your stride. Obviously, he has taken part in other tournaments. He's won Limo's draft. He's won Dalgit's draft, as we see there. So those 2 individuals might have more of an idea of what he's going to do, but he's a complete unknown, and that goes one way or the other. I'm hoping it goes a really good direction for him, though.
Yeah, definitely. And then next in the draft position 3 will be FM Girl. Tony, tell us what you know. Obviously, you've done some podcasts with us, so you know a little bit better than most of us.
Yeah. 3 at the back, 2 goalkeepers. Gonna panic because there's no Morten Gams Pedersen. That's where I think we're gonna go straight away. You know what? I love Alice. I think she's brilliant, and I hope she gets out of the groups. I think this is such a tough draft pool, and the format itself is really strange. That's the thing. She's in a good spot in terms of drafting 3rd, means she can get a good first pick, but I prefer drafting a little bit further down. You can maybe get a couple of doubles or whatever, but third works for her. If she gets her big picks early, she'll be all right. And at that point, it's then just that solid tactic that she knows. And yeah, a couple of picks, I think, just to take other people's players out. But yeah, let's go, Alice. Come on, let's have it this time.
Yeah, yeah. Next out, lastly is losing finalist Mozza, the gaffer who somehow keeps ending up in the drafts rather than doing any work. But let's not call him out too much on it. But you know, there we are. I've got to go in the draft, guys. Sorry, but yeah. Anyway, fill us in, Stick.
Well, I was gonna say that I'd never heard of him before, but then your like intro was so deep.
Yeah, well, no. I was gonna say, to be fair, I don't know who that picture is of. I don't know who that guy is. So yeah.
Where's the hat exactly?
Yeah,
I mean, Mazza's like a total wild card. Like I'm not always thinking that the teams that is drafted are like the best teams that are drafted. I'm not always sure like if the tactic's gonna work, but he also makes the knockouts. Like he had a good tournament last time. Like sometimes I don't really understand how Mazza gets over the line, but he seems to. So I don't know that I'd back him in this tournament, but at the same time, like I haven't backed him before, and he has had good results. So we'll see what happens with Mazza this weekend.
yeah, love it. So I think Mozza has the lowest win percentage, but then I think he has played the most competitions out of everybody in this one. So yeah. But on to next, it's a Sweet Left Foot. He's returned after a while away, I do believe. But yeah, talk us through him, Ali, because you know Mike quite well.
Yeah, I get on with Mike, so I'm going to feel bad when I completely slander him over the course of the evening for his picks, I'm sure. But nah, Mike, I mean, he's had success in draft tournaments. Well, draft tournament. He's always performed in the Super League when he's been in there, but he hasn't been able to replicate that sort of form anywhere else. And I'm not sure why that is. The Super League tends to go down a format that has an unlimited budget with a world pool. So I think this stipulation could be really difficult for him, because not only is it a specific pool, it's a specific pool that is completely backrap crazy, let's say. Obviously he's made it to one quarterfinal in the playoffs, 3 appearances. He doesn't go through often, but he's done all right in the last few showdowns he's been in. We know he can win a competition, so I think maybe it is time, but only time will tell.
And then on to the co-host of your podcast. Sorry, no, he's not, is he? It's Rich Owens, isn't it? But Mr. Diz, Tony, tell us all about him.
Well, Mr. Diz, contractually obliged to remain at the Scouting Centre, apparently, for the foreseeable future. But, yeah, he's the co-host of FMT, let's be honest, we all know. I love Mr. Diz. I think he's going to bring a lot of energy to the tournament tonight. And look, he's a former Super League winner. Let's not forget this, right? Mr. Diz knows what he's doing. He's not coming in and playing the role of the idiot. So I hope for him. I'm going to put my name to Diz tonight. So come on, Diz.
And then the other night, the qualifier, Limo kind of fell away at the end, but he qualified. He won it. He smashed the opposition more with goals and stuff like that. Haaland wasn't a factor, but tell us about him, because he's got the pedigree. I mean, he's reached 3 finals out of the 4 knockouts that he's got through to, so he is a machine once he gets through. Let's tell us about him, Stick.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Threemo at the end of the weekend, as he's taken to calling himself. And we'll see. But, I mean, he drafts a lot, which is always, I think, really important. But also his tactic is a really known quantity. And I know that people like Gareth and Muzza and Bustanet, like, they know how to play against a 4-2-4 or a 4-4-2 variant. And that's all Limo plays, unless he's memeing with one center back like he did in Wasted Possession. He's going to play 4-4-2 or 4-2-4. And I just don't know if that will catch him a little bit, where people just know how to play against him and he maybe doesn't know what to do. But we'll see. I like Limo a lot. He drafts a lot. He's prepared.
And we're going to have to race through a little bit, because there are 4 minutes of shortlisting left, apparently. On to Stinger and his stupid arms in this picture that just get in the way of all my graphics. But anyway, tell us about Stinger, please, Ali.
I know his win percentage is quite good compared to the others, but he's been in every single draft competition that you can think of. He's been in the Showdown, he's been in Wasted Possession, he's been in the Super League, he's been in the playoffs, hasn't won yet. So I think this is kind of a do or die moment for him. He needs to do something soon, because he has had a lot of chances. So the pressure is certainly on for Stinger in this one.
Yep, and as we're racing through, on to Mr. Triple Crown himself, Curty. Do you want to talk about Curty for us, Tony, if you're going to stay here this time?
Mate, to be fair, I just pop off when it's not my turn, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, was that the kettle?
Yeah.
Triple Crown winner Curty, he's got to be walking in as the favourite, surely, man. He knows his way around a draft pool. He knows his way around tactics. He knows his way around PvP. Curty is going to be there or thereabouts again, and he's going to put the 92-93 database well and truly behind him. He's going to be up there.
And on next to Goofy Jord, please, Stick, if you can talk us through.
Yeah,
semi-finalist last time out. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a long history. We went head-to-head a lot in the very first season of Wasted Possession. We played in a couple finals. With Jack, I think there's only 2 speeds. He either like crashes and burns, or he's in the finals. Like Jack goes very deep in competitions. He at one point had like won 8 drafts in a row at one point in the cycle. And it's not always like public drafts and competitions and stuff, but I think Jack's either going to be there at the end or he's going to crash out early. And I'm not entirely sure which Jack will get this weekend.
Yeah, well, I think on the semi-final, he almost crashed and burned in the space of about 2 added time minutes, because he basically threw away a lead and basically went to extra time, and then that was it on that side of things. Yeah. Right, on to the next. It is the most handsome, faceless man you'll ever see. It's GYRFM, who's he's in his 4th playoffs in a row, and he's got to at least the semi-final every time.
I mean,
Ali.
I like to call him Sexy Big Show. And look at that win percentage. He's at 70%. He wins 2/3 of his games in draft competitions. Everyone else is around that 30, 40. Curti impressed me by being at 50. GYR, I know Tony said Curti's a favorite. No, he's not. My man Gerf is. And yeah, I think this is his draft. And I think if anyone's going to make use of an awkward sort of draft stipulation, it'll be him.
And finally, the reigning defending champion, completely undefeated in his one FM playoff so far. Tony, talk to us about Viking Dan. You
Well, I've
played
beaten
him,
him
didn't you, in the
before.
group stage?
I've beaten him before, yeah. And then he sorted himself out and went, I'm not having that embarrassment and shame attributed to my record. And from that point on, he's then gone and absolutely smashed everything he's touched, to be honest. So, yeah, he is the man in form. Can he replicate it again? Because he's got no Haaland. It's a very, very different pool. I mean, look, 87% win percentage. That says it all, right?
Yep, I think it was one draw with GYR in the groups, and that was it. So that's where we are with that. We're just waiting on the guys to go in the draft. So we'll go back to the draft order just to somewhere on here.
Shortlisting is finished in 10 seconds.
Shortlisting is finished in 10 seconds. So let's get straight over to Buster Net Stream, who's watching us, so we can wave at ourselves in a really weird format. Until he notices. It's when we go full. We'll go full in a moment. Yeah, so we'll just have a click through some of the guys that are on at the moment. So G Muzzer is, yep, he's coming in now. There we are. Still not in the game yet. This is classic Daljit, basically. So early favourites for drafting almost. Would Daljit be up there?
His first pick's been made. He's gone with Phil Foden, and I don't know if he's first pick material. I think, I would have said yeah, but I'm not sure how good a pick Phil Foden is for the first one.
Yeah, and G Muzzer's just picked Tammy Abraham, so they were two picks that had already actually told people what they were picking. And FM Girl is now, I think she's in a state of panic because Tammy Abraham has gone. Yeah,
Is she going to go Trent or is she going to go Reece James now? That's the thing.
yeah.
She'll take
Almost like it's almost
Looks like she's going Trent.
yeah, it's almost. This is it. When you see players available, the temptation's there. It is that way with the way the draft works.
I think Foden's a good pick for Bustanet, by the way.
Code
Works really well in his tactic.
does he? Yeah, I don't know if he sits in the fraud category sometimes for me. I'm not sure. It's a strange one. She's still debating over this pick.
I mean, for me, I called Foden a fraud already. So that'll come back and bite me at some point. But we'll see. So
Now Mozza. Do apologise. I've put my draft screens in the worst place possible.
Alice went Trent rather than Reece. So
wow.
Interesting.
Take that stick.
Wow.
I enjoy a wrong stick piano, and James Ward-Prowse goes to Mozza. Mozza's chuffed
of
with
course.
that. I know.
Yeah.
I know he wanted James Ward-Prowse first, and he wasn't sure if he'd get him. So I think he's going to be feeling a lot happier. He did mention in a couple of the chats before he's a little bit nervous about this draft, but I think that pick there will definitely settle his nerves a lot. And Lima's probably devastated.
Yeah, here goes Reece. Reece has got to go now, surely.
Surely.
He's looking at him. He's lined him up. Yep, there you go. There he goes.
Surely it's DCL next.
Yeah. Is anyone going to pick Harry Kane? Is that he's sat there? Jude Bellingham's actually gone to Mr. Diz, who's not online, obviously. So Mr. Diz has picked Jude Bellingham. So it's Lebo next. Get well soon, Mr. Diz.
Get well soon, indeed.
Do you see Lemo going for someone like Hendo at this point?
He's got his shortlist up there in front of him. He's got two goalkeepers. He's got James Milner on there at 25.5 million. That's it. He's gone for James Milner as his first pick. That is unexpected at 35 years old.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Oh my goodness. That's so much money for like a super sub.
And Omar Richards has gone for Stinger. Left back. I mean, I think people have said this, that the fullback market is very limited on this draft pool. I think that's where it
left
sits.
Back is pretty good though. Left back is fine. Right back is rough, but left back is actually pretty deep, I think.
Omar Richards is interesting for a first because I think, when you have people like Alex Telles, a few really good, well-priced Brazilian left backs in this pool, in my opinion. I think you could hold off on that for a bit, so we'll see what Stinger's plan is.
Stinger, I was talking to him the other day. He's very much got a new tactic in mind, and he's I guess every pick is gonna be very, very deliberate. So, yeah, a bit of a left field pick, but if
I like
fielder
Omar
goes-
Richards, but Omar Richards would definitely be there round 2. Like, there's only 8
Callum
picks between now
Wilson's
and
gone for Curti. That was Callum Wilson's first pick. Calvert-Lewin's still there, which
It surprises
is
me
reasonably
Curti didn't
surprising.
pick it.
Yeah, Calvert-Lewin went about 15th pick in the qualifier, and it nearly did wonders for Zanko, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah,
He scored a lot of goals.
he's just good. Whatever role you want him to play as a striker, he can realistically do. Target man, like advance forward, obviously press forward. I'd even fancy him as a false 9, to be honest, which is a little bit more of an abstract, like maybe not needed conventional striker role, but he can do it. He's got the stats for it.
He's also great coming off the bench as an option as well, to be honest, to change things up. So if he's not your main man when you're getting towards the last 10 minutes or whatever, you need a goal and you get corners, whack him on, and it gives you something else to aim for. So,
And Jord, has he gone for Dominic Calvert-Lewin there? I think he
George's
has.
gone DLC, yeah.
Yep, Aaron Cresswell straight away, Viking Dan. He knows what he's doing. He's straight in there. Not Viking Dan GYR.
Who did Gareth pick?
Gareth picked Aaron Cresswell.
Oh,
And now we're on to
I thought
Viking
you were
Dan.
saying Dan did.
I was going to say, if Viking Dan's picking quickly, it's because he's not sure if his computer's going to last the draft. So,
Yes, we'll see where we get to. I mean, the way the draft's worked out, being 12th pick, 12th pick is always, I always like 12th pick anyway, but it's even nicer now because you'll get the first pick of the Brazilian players and you get the first pick of the Italian players. He's gone for Tomori on his first pick.
I love Tomori.
Draft doesn't look to be snaked.
No.
Gone straight to bust the net, which I think could be an issue.
Yes. Yep.
We may
there we are.
Did we restart?
need to restart.
I think, yeah. So let's head back to our 4 box because that's probably going to be the easiest way. Anyway, Tony, how bad could this style of drafts go wrong? You avoided this question by disconnecting earlier, so I'm going to bring it straight out to you.
Yeah, I was having a lovely time. I was watching. We were having a great conversation, and I was like, "See you, lads. This is not really anything to do with me." How bad can this draft go? If I'm involved, terrible, absolutely terrible. I'm still not 100% sure I understand the draft, really. So it's you could be in a situation. You could be in a situation where, when it gets to the last nation, you might have a stack of money left and not enough quality. When do you get your budget picks in? Because it's 5, 5, 5. I don't know. Stick, you were saying you would love to do this pull. This would blow my brain, to be honest. And I would hate the idea. I'd be getting fingers and toes out trying to work out how many players I've got.
It's like a really good puzzle. Like I enjoy puzzles. Like it's kind of like a logic game. Someone like Stinger, right? Stinger took Omar Richards first. I think there are a lot of good left backs in this pool, but maybe Stinger thinks he's the best left back under 5 million and knows he wants to spend somewhere else. So he's just snapping up the bargain because he's got money that he wants to spend in Italy and France. And that could be exactly what we're looking for, is like here for Stinger, is that he's just picked the best bargain at an important position so he can spend money somewhere else, which would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like it's one of those, it's the striking options. I think where the issue is. I think you've got a few in England, a few in France. Obviously Brazil has 1 or 2, but there's not loads of them. I think it's where you line those up. I mean, is this a strikerless draft? I don't know. Is it that type of way? Stick, I know you've dabbled in strikerless, you heathen, but yeah, what would you think?
I mean, I think there are, like you said, there are good strikers in every country. It's just they're not a ton in each country. Like, for instance, someone like Dan can plan his whole draft around the fact that he gets Ciro Immobile if he wants him from Italy.
Yeah.
Right. Like Dan picks first for Italy. And so that's a big benefit, I think. Like everybody else is like struggling to find a lead striker, and Dan just has one, right? Same with Muzza. Muzza knew that probably he'd get Tammy Abraham, and he did. So now like his draft is kind of shaped around that. The people who draft in the middle every single time at the start of a country, they might be the people that have an issue with strikers. Although DCL went kind of late, and that surprised me too, because I think after Tammy, in terms of like value for money, like you can't draft Harry Kane on a 300 million budget. And because he's not good enough. If he was good enough, you could, like, maybe Mbappe we might see drafted because he's like good enough. But Harry Kane, I think, is a fraud, and for 91 million, there's just no way.
I disagree with the opinion of there being a weak striker pool, though. I think there's definitely some good strikers. There's one very cheap striker from Brazil, which I'm sure we'll get to at some point in terms of the gems that have been identified, etc., that I think could do a fantastic job in this pool. I think with the pool the way it is, I think it's going to be very important to have that deep understanding. And if people have done their research, I think they'll be able to save a lot of their budget whilst still getting high quality players, which in this pool is very important. Let's not forget, it's not someone that I don't think anyone mentioned previously, so I don't mind bringing his name up. Richarlison's 15 million. Yep. He's flown below radar, I believe. I've had brief conversations with a few of the participants. He's not come up. That sort of player for that price in this pool, are you going to get much better than that if you are looking for that sort of advanced forward or even a winger? I don't think so.
Well, yeah, looking over. Yeah, definitely. Looking over those, I asked you guys to give me your budget and your frauds. I mean, Tony's put Foden down as a fraud, so that was the first pick. He also had James Ward-Prowse as his big pick and Moz a pick there. So it's like all these players are starting to move on. Like it's interesting that Foden's gone. I think Foden is one of those players that can be phenomenal, but you've got to find the system to play him in, and he's almost very similar to Salah. Salah's a phenomenal player on the game, but you have to find the system to play in him. Why would you say Foden's a fraud more than anything else?
I just think for what you pay for him in a couple of years, like in game, absolutely he'll develop, he'll be brilliant. But are you slightly sort of swayed by the idea of what he is in real life? And again, even in real life, he's carried in some games. He doesn't stand as authority on every single match for Man City in real life. So I think that's fairly well replicated in the draft mode. And you've only got, maybe if you're not doing well in the groups, you've got 5 matches. You can't afford to have a player like that who's not going to be dragging the game around and creating chances. Like same with Grealish as well. Like, he's either hot or cold, and we've gone with Mbappe. He's hot or cold. I think put Foden on that shelf as well, man.
Yeah, definitely. And Stick, your big pick was Jude Bellingham. Why would you go for Jude Bellingham? I think that was Mr. Dizzy's first pick. Hopefully they are replicating those picks again once they do come back in.
I think people who are paying attention should know that it's a really narrow meta right now. There's a lot of very narrow tactics, and Jude just has the strength on the ball. He has good technicals. His physicals are great. His mentals are great. He's just an extremely complete player that can play box to box, DLP. He can even be a ball winner. He can be a CM on attack. He can be a shadow striker. He can literally play any midfield role at a exceedingly high level. And so I love his flexibility. I think the pound for pound money to player attributes is pretty good on Jude Bellingham. He's just really strong. I just think he's a deep, flexible player, which is really good in drafts, especially this kind of draft pool where you don't know what will be there in the other countries and how much money you'll have left. And the fact that he can play just about any single midfield position just makes him extremely powerful asset to have.
Yeah. And Ali, talk to me about Andy Carroll. Come on.
No, I know what people think. I put Andy Carroll as my gem.
I've picked Andy Carroll before. Andy Carroll's led my Elfsborg team to championship glory, but he's underestimated. That strength, the heading ability, and actually his teamwork and work rate, which you don't expect, is really good actually. Is he 500k? Yeah,
500k. You've got someone who is just a pure goal scorer. If you want that target man, Rich Owens is the right idea. He's already got the emotes out. I'll drop mine in a sec. But in terms of a player that can just score goals, if you have a poacher or if you have a target man, you don't need them to be anything but mobile, and everything that you need them to do, jump reach. I think it's 17 jump reach for Andy Carroll. Heading is, I believe, 19. Finishing is decently high as well. Strength is 19. He's got everything that position, in my opinion, is needs to excel at. And we all know about the big meaty boy meta. Like, it's just a no-brainer. 500k. Name a target man or poacher in this pool better. You can't. Case closed.
United Sister question in the chat is: would anyone take Carlos Vinicius in this draft? I think he was picked up in the draft for the qualifier, which I didn't expect. He's he's Brazilian deep line forward, probably best. I don't know if he's got the pace to go there. I'm not sure.
He sort of falls in with the Gabriel Jesus sort of. Yeah. If your tactic is perfect and he fits that tactic perfectly, then he's a great pick. But again, for the money, you're Brazilian. Are you going to get better options? It depends on what you've already spent. You know what I mean? Like, if you're relying on your Brazilian forwards, is he the guy to go for? I'm not really convinced personally, but
I think he's in a weird spot. He's in a weird spot. He's too much money to be a backup, but he's not good enough to be a starter. It's like in a 300 million budget. I think he's a weird allocation of funds.
Yeah.
Well, we do have this draft going again. Sorry, guys. Don't mean to interrupt, but they are doing all those first picks that we've seen, but they are getting towards the end of that now.
Yeah, sure. I will get to moving over to there now. It's interesting. We can't really take our eyes off this draft that much because the first picks are just as interesting as the last picks. It's not helpful that Dan's not ready yet, but we'll get into his bit. Hopefully he'll switch over into scenes because he is our next pick, hopefully, if we've got it all correct. But yeah, like all 5 picks are really important, I think, in each part, and it'll get interesting to see where budgets are sitting as we get further along the draft. Are people saving up for those big money Italian signings? Are people just wasting the money and they're going to go for the cheap people in Italy? Graziano Pella, is he going to make an appearance? Can he make an appearance, actually? I'm trying to think of he didn't retire, did he? Did he go back to Italy?
Did not go to China.
Yeah, he went to China. I think he came back to Italy, but I don't know from there.
Cagliarella's in there, 38. Old boom Cagliarella.
Yeah.
You're in your prime at 38 in Italy.
In the draft database, Graziano Pella doesn't have a team, so I can't tell you where he's playing right now.
Oh, okay, no worries. So we're waiting for. I can't see Dan's pick, so I'm going to have to go see where we go. Is he going to come full screen yet? No, he's still in chat, so I can't see his pick from there. So we'll go on to GYR. He's looking handsome as ever, GYR, isn't he, guys?
Beautiful. Is that 8K? Is it?
Yeah.
Mr. Clean with that beard.
Exactly.
Very nice. Very nicely done up.
Yep, I know. Don't even know if Dan realizes that his second choice is, he's having a look, but yeah, we can't see even who he's looking at in that tiny screen that he has. So we'll stick with GYR because he'll be the next pick along. 20 seconds left.
There we go. Declan Rice.
Declan. Harry Kane's still sat there. He's 78 million actually in this database. John Stones is about to go for GYR. We're over to Goofy, who is...
I don't like that John Stones pick.
It's quite a lot of money at 38 million. Yeah.
A lot of good centre-backs in that France and Italian section. I don't think you needed to spend big on a centre-back here, to be honest. Unless it was Tomori, which Viking Dan apparently already has.
Viking. Yeah.
Chris Smaldino is about to go for Goofy Jord by the looks of things. That's following up.
Back then. Chris Smalling, let's go.
Well, Harry Maguire's.
Harry Maguire.
Yeah, it's 25 million. He's dropped down. And we're in the Curti blimp to try and view his picks. You can just about make out who he's got on the list there.
I'll tell you what, his eyesight is amazing if he can look at the screen.
Tyrone Mings has gone. Tyrone Mings gone for Curti just there.
I like that pick.
Yeah, it's quite affordable, isn't it? Mason Holgate's going for Stinger, and we're over to Limo. Yeah.
The Holgate pick is weird. He's just doesn't do anything exceptionally well.
No.
He's not tall enough to be a reliable center half in PvP. He's not fast enough to play fullback. He's weird.
Is Limo about to make a mistake? He's just drafted Jamie Vardy for 44 million. What's his stats like now on the pace? Has the pace dropped off enough?
It's still good. He's not like he was on FM21 though.
Yeah.
Just thinking with Stinger as well, though, is he going for versatility? Because is he drafting his backups now? Maybe like
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I think is going to be key at this draft is versatile players. If you can get players who can play multiple positions, hence why maybe Lima went with a Milner, for example, early doors.
Yeah.
He plays a lot of positions.
It's a lot of money. Mr. Diz has gone for Jared Bowen for 22.5. Speaking of multiple positions, so you can play him right and up front as well. The Ox is about to go for sweet left foot. Sweet left foot. Yeah.
Sweet left foot. Are you from Stoke, mate?
Sweet left foot, yeah, exactly. Kieran Trippier for Mozza. So that's James Ward-Prowse and Kieran Trippier. So he's kind of nailing the English free kick market.
He loves it, mate.
I'm curious to see who Alice takes here.
She told me she had a really out there third choice first pick, and I'm curious to see if she picks him here. But yeah, again, what Tony mentioned earlier about the Mason Holgate pick, I think people have got what they've wanted from England potentially, and are now looking at spending the money later down the line. And I think those guys are the ones who we're going to go for in this draft. And I wasn't particularly kind to Stinger in the pre sort of draft segment, saying he's been in a lot, hasn't won much, but we shall see.
Dele Alli has just gone for 5 million. It's a budget pick, definitely. It's usually people's like budget pick go to, isn't it? Dele Alli at 5 million. Is he a bit of a? He's not a fraud, I wouldn't say, but I've never had any joy out of him.
He's certainly dropped off, hasn't he? And I think that's replicated in the fact he's now 5 million. She's got Dan Burn on her list as well, shortlist. So again, defender who can play a few positions.
Pingu will be really happy about that because he lives around the corner for it. Muzzer's just picked up Aaron Ramsdale though, so that's a solid pick for her. Yeah, so that's Aaron Ramsdale and Tammy Abraham. So he's picked up two of the best English players, surely.
Yeah, he's got the best start so far, I think.
Yeah.
Would you go for Pickford at all out of English goalkeepers? Is he on anyone's radar?
I don't think English goalkeepers should have been considered. I think there's so many good cheap picks from Brazil that you could have held off until there and not missed out because of how many top quality ones there are.
Pickford is good though, and good on the his attributes are good. Like it's him and Ramsdale are goalie 1A and goalie 1B in this section. I think there's not a lot between them.
Yeah, Rob Holding for Buster-Net, and I think he's about to pick Danny Ings. I do enjoy the weight they have over the plus button. It's just I don't want to press it. Come on, click it. Yeah, there we are.
My request, so I'm grateful. I am grateful.
Maybe he waited an extra 15 seconds. I think he went on that one. And Muzzer's going for Oliver Skip, so that's another budget pick, but a midfielder that can play in a couple of roles.
Well, and Muzz's tactic plays 3 central midfielders, so
yes,
I think the flat 3. So I think players like Oliver Skip are very valuable to Muzza.
All right, come on, Alice. You've got Andy Carroll on that screen.
Come on, Alice. Come on, Alice. Push the button.
You know you need it. Come on.
I know I said I'd bully Alice, but if she picks Andy Carroll, man, Alice is winning. That's my prediction. If she picks Andy Carroll.
Dan Burn on wide centre-back silenced Rich Owens on Tuesday. So there we are. That was some of the crazy tactics that were going on. Shout out to, I think it was Cozza Bob with that.
I'm curious who Alice takes here too, because Alice and I did a little bit of work together before the draft, and the 2 picks so far were not on the short list. She's gone off script with each of the first 2 picks.
She doesn't respect you, Stick. That's what's going on here.
I'm fuming over here.
She's hovering over Joe Gomez, and I've seen her have such success with Ranocchia, massive, big Italian centre back.
Nope. She's gone for Joe Gomez. Yeah, so
a lot cheaper and scores goals from corners. That's a weird pick.
This is Moz has got 194 players on his shortlist. I think that's what he spent his working day doing today because he lost it yesterday. Inside knowledge from us. He's going Connor Cody for 4.5 million. I mean, reasonably solid pick.
I don't know. You've still got Esri Konsa on that list, and Axel Tuanzebe for another 4.5 million is another player who I think would potentially be potential starters in this pool. But really,
And there
really
goes
good
Ezri
backup.
Konsa.
It's
There you
Konsa
go.
gone, yeah.
And
Big
we'll
brain
stay
time.
on sweet left foot to see Diz's pick. Diz is unfortunately offline due to
Sweet Left Foot's got a good draft too. Like James, Ox, Konsa, those are great picks.
Limo. Mr. Diz has picked your budget pick, Tony, and mine, James Tavernier, who
Excellent.
penalty taker, free kick taker, and just reasonably all round right back, and actually a really good backup if you need one as well.
Yeah, again, like, if you are struggling for right backs, he's a great shout. He's what, 5 million or something, I think, maybe even not even that. And he's,
5.1.
as I say, he gets up and down. He can play in a couple of positions as well. He can cover in midfield if needs be. So yeah, a bit of versatility. I think that's a great pick.
Limo's gone for Jordan Henderson and James Milner because he's a big Everton fan.
Is Limo getting players who live close to his house? Just
I don't know. Yeah, 113 million he spent in his first 3 picks, so that's nearly a third of his budget gone. Limo has just picked up Mavididi. Sorry, I'm trying to
He's
remember.
a striker.
Mavididi. Yeah, striker. 4.6 million. I'm unfamiliar completely. Is it Montpellier? Stick
Yeah.
if you can give us some information on him. You've gone on mute,
Oh.
Stick. Oh, I've lost your volume somewhere.
Mavididi plays on Montpellier in real life. It's under 5 million. I put Mavididi on my short list in most drafts: 15 pace and acceleration, 14 jumping reach, 14 heading,
right.
14 finishing, like 14 off the ball. Just like really great attributes. Like a no name. I feel like played maybe for Arsenal as a youth. I think.
Yeah, usually those
and-
people drop out a bit, but yeah, we'll see.
Right, and now it's at Montpellier, but I've had a lot of joy with Mavididi in drafts before.
I think
Yeah,
that's the thing,
there's-
it's knowing those little secret picks that aren't going to be on people's radars and like playing out in foreign leagues to go. Actually, yeah, there's loads of English players play out over there, so get them in.
Curtis just gone for Jack Grealish at 64 million. Is that
Very
another
predictable.
pick? Yeah. Is that
Very
another pick that
predictable.
you need to play in the right system? Is it somebody you can get a lot of joy out in different positions? I'm not sure.
I think I've used Jack Grealish in a few. The best use I had was a left midfielder as an inverted winger. That's the only sort of position I've managed to get something out. But Curty, he's fantastic at draft, so I don't really know if I should be questioning him. Because he has picked Jack Grealish in a lot of his more recent drafts, and he has done quite well in them. So maybe he's found something that we haven't.
It's definitely a starter as well at that price, isn't it?
Goofy
Yeah, I
George
don't
hovering
love
over
Grealish.
Jadon Sancho a lot. There's nobody else on his page. It's just Jadon Sancho. I don't know who he's going to pick here. Yeah, no, exactly. Maybe he's waiting for assistant manager McTyler to come in with some info for, and I'm not sure.
I
He's
was
in the
gonna
chat.
ask, Is
Yeah.
anyone going to go for Sancho? I was wondering whether he would go
Yeah.
in this or not, but yeah, clearly does.
Now it's a GYR. GYR's pick. So he's going Eddie Nketiah.
Love that pick. I love that
yeah.
pick.
With his 200 player shortlist that he has. And now we're back on Dan, who's in the worst screen ever to see who he's picking. It's not helping us.
Yeah, what
Dan's
is he
essentially doing
doing?
that thing when you're at school and you cover your
Yeah.
paper so no one can see your answers. Like he's doing that.
I'll just message
But
him in the chat as the
Nketiah
playoffs.
at 10 million.
Yeah.
And Nketiah off the bench at 10 million with that 17 pace, like just changes games. Like his one of the best players in the player pool at scoring goals off.
There we go. He's transferred screen for us. There we are. He's
That's something I've heard you talk about a bit, actually, Stick, about how good coming off the benches seems to be in the current meta. Like, because I don't get it. I don't know what is so good about it, but I'm sure you have done your research, the tactician you are, and know the benefits of it.
Like bench strikers score more goals per 90 minutes than really good starters do. Like for whatever reason in like this year's match engine, fresh legs at the 60th minute mark, like they'll be involved in a goal somehow, almost always. It's crazy.
so Lewis Dunk's just gone for. So that's Tamori, Declan Rice, and Lewis Dunk gone for Viking Dan so far.
I like
Building a
Dunk.
bit
I
of
think
a-
Dunk is underrated.
Dunk's got quite a good heading ability, hasn't he? So he's quite good for set pieces as well. if I
And he's
remember
not
correctly.
he's not immobile. I think there's like a
No.
people think from real life that Dunk might be a little bit immobile because he doesn't like look the most athletic. But he got 14 pace, 12 acceleration. Like he can move.
Yep. And Madueke has just gone for Dan as well. I'm sure I've just butchered his name, but is that another foreign export for England, if I remember correct?
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
it is,
he used to
yeah.
be at Spurs, was it, before going to
Yeah.
PSV Eindhoven?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conor
Conor
Gallagher's
Gallagher.
gone, for GYR.
Too much money
Yeah.
for Colin Gallagher, I think. I don't think it's worth.
Yeah, he was about 21, wasn't he? 21.37 exactly.
When you've got Pessina for 14.5 million, that pick looks really, really daft. And like, there's so many top quality Italian midfielders. I just don't see like GYR or Limo splashing the money that they have on Gallagher, Milner, and Henderson. Just makes zero sense to me right now. England is key for the pace, I think, in this draft. And that's where
Yeah.
I'd be looking if I was in that drafting position.
Speaking of
Sterling's
pace,
not gone yet, has
Liveramento's
he?
about to go. No, he's not. Liveramento's just gone 850k. Definitely a bargain pick, but quite solid as well. I think Tony, you commented on him on the last. Was it the last draft or the draft before? That he's a sneaky pick by people.
Livramento, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a fan, to be honest. Like, again, that pace, because again, I mean, people know I like a pacey fullback and a pacey wing back. So to get him in for that budget money is a great shout.
Curtie's gone for Jesse Lingard from his blimp. So sorry, I missed that and wasn't zoomed in enough. So Jesse Lingard, another 5 million pick. George Baldock has just gone for Stinger. So
Stinger does know he's got that pen attached to his head, and he hasn't just slept and woke up with it attached to him, right?
yeah, true. That is a very good point. Yeah, maybe it's just where he needs to keep it.
I mean,
Now,
Stinger's
who's Limo?
drafted 4 backups to start the draft, which I think is
Yep.
interesting.
Yeah.
Limo's gone for Max Aarons. We'll stick with Limo for Mr. Diz. So Limo's down to 228 million now.
I like Max
Bit more,
Aarons.
but
Again,
yeah.
a lot of versatility.
I don't like his dribbling and crossing ability for a right back. I think if he's starting fair, but again, I think Brandon Williams is still there, a rotational play on either side. I'd be looking at him if I was one of these guys at this point.
And Mr.
Max
Diz
Aarons
has
is pretty
drafted
good at
Mark
it.
Noble. So
My guy.
yeah.
Didn't realize he had testimonial picks. So
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, he's playing at Soccer Aid
950K.
on Sunday. Like, he's going to outclass everyone.
all right. So in
and
that
I
case,
do
then,
want-
if you're drafting players who are playing against celebrities this weekend rather than footballers, should you really be in this draft pool?
And I do want to stop everyone and just focus on Tony here. Dominic Solanke has been picked by Sweet Left Foot.
I'm out. Sweet left idiot. What are you doing? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
His draft just took
Yeah.
a left turn, maybe. you could say?
It took, yeah. I mean, it's that way, but Zealand had really big success out of him in a couple of streamer showdowns. So
Look, Ivan
Interesting.
Toney's
It's
still
like he's
sat
a
there.
backup, right?
yeah.
Maybe.
Eric Dyer has gone for Mozza. He picked very quickly. Somebody needs to tell him off.
I love it. I love words, mate. I'll be honest.
Andy Carroll.
Andy Carroll.
Alice,
Andy
Carroll.
Andy Carroll.
Andy Carroll.
That'd be
Carroll.
another pick
Andy
that's not on our short list. So
Yeah, she did it!
Yes!
Alex is winning. Let's go. Let me open the stream. I need to drop some emotions
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
I'm just going to drop some in as a
you can
playoff
tell her
chat.
that I
Yeah.
quit. You can tell her I quit too.
There we go.
I
There you
think
go.
she
See? Yep.
She's excited as
now,
well.
now on with the professional. Right.
Sorry, I don't know what got over me, guys. I'm sorry.
Muzza, who for some reason we're not following, which is very rude of us, but there we are. Muzza has just picked up Luke Thomas.
It's a good budget
So-
left back.
8.5 million's a little bit more expected than expected for him. And now
Budget starter, I
Dalgett,
should say.
yeah, Dalgett's now on his last 2 picks, so we're into the last pick of the English round.
Seeing Jacob Ramsey on that shortlist, that feels like a very Dalgett pick. I know he's got 4. He's like straight on it there, isn't he? I've had him before as a shadow striker, and he plays pretty well in that role. I just wonder whether or not that's going to be something that's going to be on Dalgett's radar or not.
Jack Portland.
Jack Butland. So there you go. He's picked Jack Butland, and it's his pick again. So he's got one more to do.
Oh God, Dalgy, what have you done, lad?
That
Surely
has
not.
backup goalkeeper all over it, surely. I mean, you'd really hope so.
No, I think so, but I don't think Dalgy usually gets a backup goalkeeper, if I'm honest. So I
And
am
Lewis
deeply concerned.
Cook has just gone as well. Muzzer's furious about Jack Butland not being available. So have we all missed a memo? I mean, have we got some
check
stats
the-
up on Jack Butland? Yes, I was going to say.
Yeah, let me.
So
Let me
Ben
pull him
Godfrey.
up.
Oh, he psyched us out on Ben Godfrey there. No, he's there. He's putting a message to somebody about Ben Godfrey.
Ben Godfrey's a great pick, in my opinion. Really good.
Classic-
Can play that CDM role. Really physical as well.
Katie's advising on Dan Byrne here, so it might happen.
I mean, Jack
Jordan
Butland has
Pickford.
11 positioning, 5 passing, and 5 vision. He does have 15 aerial reach, 15 handling, 16 one-on-one, 17 reflexes. So it sort of depends what you value in a keeper.
And Dan Byrne's about
confident
to
is she?
go. Dan Byrne's gone.
I was about to
So-
say, how confident is she's going to get her first choice goalkeeper in the next part of the pool? Like, I'm not surprised she went with Dan Burn, but I think that Pickford might have been a shout at that point.
I think I know which goalkeeper she's going to go with.
I do as
and
well, but
I
I'd
will
be interested
shout.
to see if she gets him.
What nationality is the
It's-
keeper?
I think French.
Ah, that we're not thinking the same one.
Oh, okay.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see on the next 5 if I'm correct, and then we'll see
Yeah.
on the other 5 after that if you are.
So Harry Kane, Sterling, Maguire, a few other players haven't gone. Just thinking of bigger names that haven't gone out of the English pool. James
surprised
Maddison's about to
James
go.
Maddison.
Yeah, there we are. He's about to go for Mozza. Sweet left foot. Like Ivan Toney or Watkins, I'm surprised haven't gone either. Actually, just as somebody pushing as a forward.
I'm surprised people
Chilwell.
didn't go for pace. We haven't seen Rashford go. I thought we'd see the pace abusers be drafted in this phase, but what do I know?
Rico Henry's not a bad pick. 8.5 million from Sweet left foot. He's having a pretty good draft so far.
I feel like I would
Does-
just rather Chilwell for like 5 more million, personally. 4 more million. for
Chilwell's
Chilwell.
39 million in this
Really?
pool. Yeah.
When did that change? I feel like an idiot now. I thought he was still like.
No, no. No, it's all right. Nick Pope's been looked at by so it's Mr. Diz next. He's got 300 million, so he saved his money on this part of the draft.
Oh, that's
And he's
not a
gone
bad pick
for
from Diz.
he's gone to Adebayo. There you go.
Adarabio.
Yeah, exactly.
go with
Just
This is
tried.
called Tosin, right? Tosin.
Limo's gone for Fraser Forster, new Spurs signing. Obviously, Spurs #1 next season. Who
You know,
won?
there's
It was
part,
somebody.
part of me loves Limo's team because that's like as if I'm in the draft at this point. Going right, who's the cloggers I can get?
Exactly. Dwight McNeil's about to go for Stinger as his final pick. Curty in his blimp. If anyone, well, he's got mid, so he's looking at Troy Deeney. Troy Deeney, who famously scored DJ Nafi's final goal before I retired him from drafting. But he's also gone for Rhian Brewster, and now I don't know where Rhian Brewster's pace is. I still know he is probably one of the sales of the century from Liverpool for 25 million. And
Well done,
Sheffield
well done.
United haven't got much out of him. But has he still got a bit of pace, or is
It's
there any?
14th in pace and acceleration. 14.
Oh,
That's
dear.
somebody with a
Yeah,
bit more pace. Adam Armstrong friendly.
Yeah,
amount.
Adam Armstrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So GYR.
I read
He's
the
going for
Armstrong.
Curtis Jones.
Mm.
18 million. That leaves him with
It's a little
250.
pricey.
That is a little bit pricey for me.
And now we go to Viking Dan. Last pick. Is it Brandon Williams? Yep, Brandon Williams is gone. And now we're into Brazil.
Great pick, Brendan Williams for
Dan's done well.
the versatility.
I don't love
Yeah.
Declan Rice, but Dan's done well.
Where's he
Maybe
going
doesn't
in
think
Brazil?
he's going to get midfield picks later, which is bizarre given the fact we've got France and Italy coming up.
Gabriel Jesus was the first pick Tony, you mentioned it before. It's one of those you've got to get the system right. Fabinho's about to go for GYR, which is, I think, a really solid pick. It's usually a first round pick.
That's the thing.
Goofy Jaws.
I think if you had the option, if you knew you were picking Brazil first, Fabinho's the one you want.
Yeah.
And at that point, you go, why have you got Declan Rice?
Yeah.
Well, Dan didn't take Fabinho. Gareth did.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it was like, but Dan took.
He could have had
Dan took
Fabinho.
Rice.
I got it.
He could have had Fabinho, so that's what makes Declan Rice an even more strange pick.
Yeah,
and I think there's better options than Gabriel Jesus as well. So I don't think it was. I don't think it's worth that compromise. If it was the compromise he made potentially.
Yeah.
4.3 million of Telles has just gone to Goofy Jord. Do you think anyone's going to go? Anyone going to go for Neymar, Vinicius Jr.? Or are they going to be avoided?
Neymar will be avoided, in my opinion.
If anyone takes Neymar, it'll be Alice. I know Alice likes Neymar.
Alice is going to draft Hulk. Hulk and Andy Carroll up top. It's going to be amazing to see.
It's pure meat.
Yeah. It's going to be like a night at the butchers down there. It's going to be brilliant.
So big picks by all of you were Edison and Fabinho for Stick. I'd be surprised. I don't know if Edison will go. Neto's just gone for Curti. 4.75 million. It is Scandinavian for value, so it works quite well.
Well, Bruno Gomes is 4.75. I think Neto's 11, which in a pool like this, with the goalkeepers that we have, there's much better options than Neto. We'll see if the one that I have in mind, who I think is far better, will go. We'll mention it if he does come up, but I don't think that's the best option in this pool, especially in the Brazilian section in terms of goalkeepers.
Limo's gone for Arsenal's Gabriel.
Really good pick. Great pick.
Maybe dreams can't come true for him.
That's Limo's best pick so far, I think.
Who's getting David Luiz and why is it Alice?
please, God, no.
Probably just
he went the other night. He did go the other night. I can't remember who picked him up, but somebody did pick him the other night.
Well, they're not here now, so that explains it all.
Yeah.
I really want Alice to pick David Luiz now, you know? I just want to see Steck have a massive rant on stream.
I've already given up. I've given up on Alice now at this point. That England section did not go according to plan.
So, budget picks on your Brazilian choices. Telles, who's already gone. Bruno Henrique for Stick. And Bruno Henrique for Ali as well. Why Bruno Henrique Stick?
He's fast. He's tall. He's got good mentals. And for the price, he can play any striker position: target forward, advance forward, false nine, poacher. He can do literally any of the roles as a striker. And I think striker is a little bit light in this pool. Yeah, I love him.
Mr. Diz went for Casemiro. Sweet Left Foot's just picked up Rafinha as well. It's £38 million though. I know he's got the pace and a bit of dribbling about him, but people are hovering over Firmino as well. I mean, Firmino versatility as a forward, I think that does actually matter quite a lot in my eyes. I don't know how he's done in previous drafts or if he's been picked up that much. Anyone got any experience on him?
Paqueta's great, by the way, who Mazza just picked, but go ahead.
Yeah. Anybody?
I think Firmino tends to go in drafts, but you're right. Personally, I prefer Rafinha because I like that cut inside trait that he does, and he's good at pinging the ball in. Once he cuts inside, he can whip the ball in the top corner. So I prefer that personally. If you're playing with three strikers, then I guess Firmino's probably a better shout. So again, it sounds a bit cliche. It's all about what system you play, right?
Yeah, I'm also worried that Alice has Willian on a short list as well.
Oh no.
Marcelo? Do you think I should get Marcelo?
Yeah. No, no, it's Marcao. So luckily it's not Marcelo. Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah.
I wonder if she had trouble loading the short list that we made because it's literal 0 picks.
DAVIDLUIZ.
She's currently looking for Dimitri Payet, which is
What?
she's 5 picks too early. Yeah, exactly. So
we had the Carlos Vinicius question being answered.
Yeah, Yep, 14 million. He's gone. Yeah.
Mm.
So there we are. Your question is answered. United City. Somebody will pick him up. It's Alice.
Of course, it's Alice.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't think it was funny. She was trying to find Payet, spelling his name wrong as well, added
Yeah.
to the comedic effect.
Taking
Oh,
Vinicius when Bruno Henrique is there is kind of loose.
Yeah. I don't-
Bremer has just gone for Muzza, so we're back to a double pick on Dalgit.
Bremer was on my Super League winning squad. I love Bremer. Super underrated. Like,
He's looking at Renan Lodi. I mean, for a left back, he's
Lodi's probably the best left back in the pool.
Yeah, Arana's not bad either, to be fair, for a cheaper option, but yeah.
Mm.
Yep, Lodi's gone, and where are we going next with Dalgit?
And put into context, it's cheaper than someone like Luke Shaw, Renan Lodi.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't think for the price, I think that's a really good option for Dalgit. And he's still got he's only spent just over 100 million, so he's still got over 2/3 of the budget left. So I think he's drafted quite well. Maybe we'll see him spend a lot of that in the latter stages now.
Yeah.
He's definitely got a plan. He definitely knows what he's doing in a draft like this.
I think that's why he faked his draft going wrong the other day, because he was planning some more. He's looking for Gabriel. Now, this was something I brought up when I was doing the draft show with Llama and Mad Scientist. There is a filter that tells you if players have been drafted, and people do not turn it on. It really annoys me. It's one of those really simple things to turn on and find.
Also, as well, if you're in the Brazilian national pool searching for a player called Gabriel, there's a chance there is a couple of them that are the same.
Yeah, exactly.
name.
Yeah.
So you then got that issue of going, which Gabriel am I looking for? And you might, I'm not saying you're going to draft.
You might end up with a 90s singer. So yeah,
yeah, exactly.
she's been referenced twice now. This is the most she's been referenced in about 10 years. So there we
We
are.
have to pay our royalties now, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. Philippe has gone for Busternet, and now we're back to Muzza.
that's a good pick too.
Muzza's added 3 emotes for us to use in chat, which is very nice of him. And he's gone for Eden Nielsen. Anybody?
I'll pull him up.
Stick rapidly typing.
And there's a player that I was going to
£5 million midfielder. Good penalty taking, good work rate, 14 passing, 13 dribbling and first touch, 15 pace and acceleration, so can really get up and down the field as a box to box.
Oh, brilliant.
With that.
What's his stamina? Has he got stamina to back that up as well? Or?
He has 15 stamina, 14 tackling. So just a really excellent box to box midfielder. Also can play right back too. Like is a natural or accomplished at right back, natural at CM.
Oh, brilliant.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. One of my budget picks I was going to go for was Anthony, the lad who plays over at Ajax. Would that be on anyone's radar possibly, or would that be?
I think
Maybe
he's
just-
just too slow for me.
There's a couple. Yeah, there was Anthony, and there was the one that they sold to Shakhtar, and I'm trying to remember his name now. It's going to really annoy
Malcolm?
me. Yes. No, not Malcolm.
No,
No.
not Malcolm.
It might have been Anthony, actually. Anthony might have moved.
David
somebody
Neres,
did move
I
in.
think is better.
Yeah, that's it. Neres, that's the
Yeah.
one.
Neres is better than Anthony, I think. He's
I
quicker.
think I've apparently Muzza appears to have him as a backup possibly. So may have rumbled that in the chat there.
I'm looking at Alice's stream. She just put Mark out. I'm a lot more concerned for Alice than I was when she picked.
She just picked Marcao. So
Much more concerned than I was when she picked Carol, because she's not certain at all on these Brazilian picks. Like she had 30 seconds to go. She was sat looking at the screen, hand on the chin, just looking, wasn't moving the mouse. I don't know where the planning's gone. Stick's done a terrible job, if you ask me.
I'm livid. I don't know what you're talking about.
Would you recommend at this point then, Ali? At this point for Alice, if you think she's unsure about the Brazilian pool, does she just go big on Edison and get that out of the way?
No, because I think there's a much better Brazilian goalkeeper at the 9 million mark, which I'm hoping someone picks because they are fantastic.
Jonathan Goiano's gone for Mozza, and he's got some stats on him for £1 million. That's been a sneaky pick. I think Sweet Left Foot's just had a look at him as well.
Yeah, I rate Goiano. That's a great pick.
Yeah.
His mentals are incredibly good.
He's hovering over Martinelli at the minute. And again, he'd know quite a lot about him being an Arsenal fan. So he's going, is he balancing him up against Firmino? Going, what do you get the best for? And
Bless you, Jeb.
it seems
I don't know if my mute button worked there. I'm guessing not.
No, it really did. Your sneeze button worked amazing.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It was a mighty sneeze. I'm actually quite jealous.
That is
of
how
my
I
sneeze
sneeze.
as well,
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
That soundboard is fantastic. Well done.
Marcos Antonio has gone for. So everyone seems to be going bargain basement in Brazil. Is
I think
it?
you can, though.
That was
Yeah.
my advice to Alice, is that there's so many excellent bargains in Brazil that you want to save your money for France and Italy. And it looks just like everybody's doing that. I
Thank
think
you,
Goiano
and-
might be the best pick of the draft so far, honestly. That pick by Mazza there is phenomenal.
Andrew's telling us off. I think he's telling me off. Attributes, and bless me as well. So there you go.
Call them stats. It's funny.
Call them stats, but it's not called stats masking, is it? So
Right. Mateus Kuhn has gone for Mr. Diz in the background there. So we're over to Limo. Oh no, Limo
Limo
has
gonna get
gone for
Alan?
Gerson. Limo's gone for Gerson. No, yeah, Alan. I thought Alan might be a pick because he does live near him, but he doesn't live near. Yeah, he does live near him now. I was thinking of the other guy, Bernard, but yeah, he's left now. So
You were thinking about Bernard.
yeah, Bernard or
I
Bernard.
forgot he even existed.
Yep, Danny Alves for 29 million.
Amazing pick. I'm not even gonna lie. You look at his stats, his versatility, high 16s, pretty much across the board. Amazing.
Also,
pick.
Stinger's got 300 million left, and he's had 7 picks. He's waiting for a certain country.
He
the
does
issue
not rate
is
the
that-
English players.
No, the issue is, I would say Sweet Left Foot, Diz, Limo, Stinger are in probably the worst place because they don't get the double picks. And those players will really quickly dwindle down if they don't get them. I mean,
it feels a lot like Stinger's going to absolutely hammer Italy. Done it and just pick players off with so much money, which is exactly what Andrew's just said there in the chat. So,
and Curtis just picked up Fernandinho for 28 million.
Better midfielder options there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Nothing screams out on for Fernandinho.
Here's the example of all the Brazilian players with the same name.
Yep. I think that's why.
Is it though?
I think he is. Yeah. I mean, yeah. He's picked up Dodo. I don't know which
Good.
one, but he's picked one of them.
That's the right back Dodo. I'm pretty sure.
He wanted the
Yeah,
holding midfielder Dodo. It's the other one.
Yeah. Danilo's just gone for Viking Dan. Not Viking Dan, GYR. And now we're on to Viking Dan, shall I say. Few players on his shortlist there. Bruno Henrique's still not been picked up by anybody.
Dodo's
Pick.
interesting because Jack also took Livermento. And I kind of feel like Dodo and Livermento are both backups. But now one of them has to start.
I think Dodo could easily be a starter. I think
Joe
he's
Linton.
well-rounded enough and got the physicals.
Joe Linton's a shout.
Yeah, Goal Linton, as he should be addressed. He's been picked up. If you've not heard that song, please look it up. It's absolutely awful, but brilliant at the same time.
I mean, Dodo has 10 marking and 11 tackling. I do not want to be starting a player like that in draft mode.
But again, you can get to Italy and you've got enough pick for fullbacks, really. So
That's very true as well.
Is Joel Linton going to play in the midfield?
I'd imagine so. Yeah.
I love Joel Linton as a box to box. I think really undervalued in draft mode.
Well, he's certainly turned out for Newcastle this season.
I think
hasn't
Joel Linton's a better pick than Fernandinho by a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like
The strange. Dan's not really. He's just going up and down players here. I don't think he knows where to go with it. Who's the? Oh no, it's Bruno. So Bruno's already gone, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Dan's gone for Arthur from Juventus or Barcelona. I can't remember if he's on loan. Which way he's gone.
He's at I think he's a permanent Juventus player now.
Yeah.
And that's not a pick I rate, to be honest.
how much money does Dan have left after that?
Let's have a quick look. 178.
Because
GYR's got
yeah, Jesus and
176.
Rice.
Yeah, 176 for GYR, and he's just picked up Firmino.
Good pick.
It is a good pick. It's just, yeah, like I said, where's the money going to go?
Yeah.
Speaking of money, 250 million left for Goofy.
Jack
me,
is the type
Firmino-
of guy who will have in his head, I'm not spending more than 15 million on a player, 10 million on a player, and just religiously stick to it, and it can work for
He's just
him.
spent 21 million.
Now I look like a bit of a div.
The exchange rate has just changed. That's the break.
I hope Jack loses every single one of his games.
Yeah, Rodrigo from Real Madrid has just gone for Jack. I don't think that's a bad pick, to be fair. Compared to who Curti might be about to pick. Yep, he's just gone for Gabriel Martinelli. I'd definitely pick Rodrigo over Martinelli. I think Martinelli has a bit more versatility, but Rodrigo's got that pace to burn, I think, more than anything else.
What's the price difference, though? We're only talking a couple of mil as well, aren't we? So
Yeah, exactly.
Bruno Enrique is better than them both for 5 million less than Martinelli.
Who
There
was
we
your
go.
goalkeeper? Yep, I
There he
thought
is,
so.
Mateus.
Yep.
Absolutely fantastic keeper in this pool. Only 9 million, and
Yeah.
honestly, he's on. I think Stinger's done good there.
Well, now that he's gone, then I think that Alice is going to go for Melier. That was the pick I had in my background for the goalkeeper. I thought she was going to go to France and go for Melier.
Do you reckon she'll
Melier is
start
great.
searching for him
I've
now?
recommended Melier to Alice as well. I think Melier is a great pick.
So
Yeah.
she's not picking Melier then.
So it's Hugo Lloris.
Yeah, probably not.
Anthony's just gone for Mr. Diz.
Neres and Anthony, the Ajax boys, back to back, or
Yeah.
former
Yeah.
Ajax in one of the cases. But
Yeah. Was it Neres who went to Limo? Who's
Yep.
having a delicious dinner at the moment? So, sweet left foot.
Limo's done a lot better in Brazil. Gabriel Gerson and Neres, like that's
I
a
mean,
lot better. From
I would not write off Jordan Henderson in this match engine. It's just if he can stay fit, and I think that's where the issue is on it. If he picks up an injury, that's it. He's gone for the rest of the group stage. Douglas Costa's gone
Especially
for
in-
sweet left foot. Yeah.
especially in a database draft, Milner. I mean,
Yeah.
Henderson's injury risk is pretty damaging.
Mazda didn't wait as normal. Ismaila's gone, and he's also covering over the thing because I can't even see it. Right.
I'm going to threaten him now, don't worry. I'm on it.
Yep. And here comes Alice, who's in complete control of everything she's doing.
I think she was lining up
she
the
is.
Mateus pick. She was looking at. She had Mateus and she had some midfielders on the shortlist. So we'll see if she actually goes for any of them. And I think she's found one.
Mazda took his Miley.
Yeah, Ismaili. Alan Patrick.
Well rounded, but
Yeah,
maybe
he's got
maybe
17
planning
flair,
something
but
later.
I like Alan Patrick a lot. I think that's a great pick. So you could start Alan Patrick in a 400 million budget draft. I think.
With 350, so even better.
was it scrolling up? Also, Diego Carlos went to Aston Villa. I mentioned this the other day. I did not expect that to happen. Bruno Enrique's gone. There you go. It's happened. So,
Is it the right
That's
one? It
Muzz's
is the
pick.
right one.
yeah. 13 million.
I'm not surprised at all. Abraham and Bruno Henrique, like in Muzza's tactic, that the rest of the draft should be afraid, honestly. Muzza's on a drafter on fire right now and has, I think, the two best strikers in the pool for his tactic. He's got Ramsdale, he's got Bremer, like really strong team so far.
I think it
Cash
comes down
says
to
higher,
experience, doesn't it, about how he reacts when things go wrong. And if he's up
Well, I
against
mean,
someone
those
who's-
Bustanet drafts are very good. There's a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
really good drafters in those, and he
And
is
I've won
consistently in the
one.
finals. Well, I mean, I've won several too, but a lot of people, like
Yeah.
SMG is in those drafts, like
Yeah.
Bustanet
Yeah, no,
himself. Like,
I did play some play. I had a very weird day with Kingsley Coman where he scored 13 goals in the draft. It was just absolutely on fire out of nowhere.
Have you won any of Bustonet's drafts, Tony?
I've never taken part actually. They're during the day, so I tend to struggle.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the only reason I've not won one, obviously.
I was just
I
gone
was
for.
I was just
Clearly.
double
Buzz's gone for
checking.
Emerson
I wasn't
Royale.
left out.
So I'm
I
just
don't
looking
like
at
that
this.
pick.
Bustinet's taken 2 keepers, and they're Jack Butland and Marcelo Groh. What is he doing?
Is Buster going to be the first drafter to take 3 goalkeepers in a 20-man draft?
I'm pretty sure that happened in the qualifiers. I can't remember who it was. Who was it? Was it Tim Lewis?
I know Draconis had Peter Schmeichel and Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson was his first pick, so it was very.
Yeah, but we can't
very
go
interesting.
just because Draconis does it. We can't use that as a benchmark, really, can we?
That's a great pick by FM Gold. Rafinha, 19.5 million. Absolutely fantastic. His stats don't look like he's going to do anything special, but like from my experience, he was in my playoffs winning team. Not someone who I intended to start. Ended up playing him because I think it might have been Jadon Sancho just wasn't doing it for me, and he was absolutely phenomenal and versatile.
See, Rafinha is a player I told you to draft and Alistair to draft, so hopefully there's some joy for Rafinha.
Thanks for letting me win the playoffs, Dick.
So Diego Carlos has gone to sweet left foot. I think that's a cracking centre back pick, in my opinion. He's just got a lot about him. I mean, off the ball's he's lacking a little bit. But
Mike's doing pretty well on this draft so far, I think, to be honest. It's a nice balanced squad so far. So he seems fairly calm. So now cut to Limo.
I think
Richarlison, there you go.
Brazil's center back pool is sneaky good. Like there's a lot of good strikers in the like 10 to 20 million range. I'm not strikers, defenders in the 10 to 20 million range, like Felipe and Bremer and Diego Carlos. Like there's a good number of excellent center backs from Brazil.
And where are we going here? Is it
171 million left
Come
for
on,
Limo.
Limo.
Yeah.
Richarlison plays for Everton. You know you're going to draft him. Put us all out of our misery.
Is he doing it? I'm not sure.
looking at Bruno Tabata?
He's teasing us.
Hmm.
He's done it. He's done
Yeah.
it. Honestly, really good versatile pick for 15 million. Definitely can be a starter as well. I think that's a really, really good pick in this pool.
Yeah. And again, work with what you know as well. Why would you risk it? I know the stipulation is on the face of it quite tricky, but if you know you use certain players, go for them.
I think that's the saving grace in this pool. The four nations are very recognizable. People have drafted a lot of these players in the past. It's just a case of altering your strategy in order to obtain them, and I think the people who do that are in for a good one.
Gabriel Marino for Stinger. Just going to give an Alan Partridge shrug there.
I think he's classic.
2 million.
He's good in 3 years' time on a single player career mode. He's not very good right now.
Yeah, but
how
you can play a
mental
lot of
is?
positions too.
Yeah, I was going to say, how mental is Stinger about to go once we hit France and Italy? Is that where? Let's look at his. Yeah, it's just 290 million left.
You know, in films where they're in a plane, they just crank the accelerator up. That's what's happening right there.
I think he's gone a little bit dangerous because if you look at the players he's drafted so far, I think you think 2, maybe 3 of them are starters. So he's got 11 picks to get the rest of his starting 11, and other people are still going to draft good players from France and Italy. So I think I would have liked to see him take 1 or 2 more starters in these first 10 picks.
Bruno Henrique 2 has gone for Curti, and Goofy George just picked up Helton Leite.
Stinger streamed in Italy all year, so you would expect him to know a lot about Italy, and I would be surprised if his squad isn't Italian heavy, to be honest. And I think that it's just he's got all the money, and then because the people that are going to be in that situation who are looking at big players for their gaps in their starting 11, they might not have that money to fill those gaps, and he's just going to just literally just cherry pick, and do it that way.
So Viking Dan got 2 picks here. So the last 2 picks for Brazil for him.
Let's see who he goes for.
Marlon's gone to GYR. Another one. Another centre back. I'm guessing there's a bit of pace about him. Fortunately, because the second we miss that pick every time because of where we are. Hopefully, Tyson has gone for Viking down there, and then
I think
Pedrinho.
Tyson's a good pick.
Yep.
And who's that as well? Pedrinho. I don't know a great deal
Which
about him.
one?
but
The
5
1 million one or the expensive one?
The 5 million one.
Okay.
Might have been the former 1 million one. I'm not too sure.
Lucas Leiva, blast from the past. He's just gone.
Wow.
Great.
Did we? I was going to say it was a great pick in FM 07 or 08, if I remember correctly.
That's why it's Lucas Leiva's elite, especially if you're planning the halfback role. 4.75 million for Lucas Leiva is a fantastic pick. I rate that very, very highly.
I like the fact that people are using Brazil for their absolute bargains, because you can get so much quality for absolute peanuts, really, to be honest.
Yeah. I think we could have written a squad for everybody based on the Brazilian bargain picks. If we tried, there's so many good options that are next to nothing. It's insane. I am quite surprised I haven't seen Gabriel Barbosa go, though. I thought somebody would definitely be looking at picking him up.
Thought Limo hovered over him, but I think that £40 million value just maybe made him think twice about it.
So as we're approaching,
love that Jorge pick. Jorge by Curti is a great pick.
Yeah,
like Mazza took Carletto as a backup left back. Jorge is 5 times the player Carletto is. For under $1 million.
Looking at Willian. Going for Willian. So that completes 285 million left after his Brazil and England picks. Willian, what's he like on free kicks? Has he still got that at least? I see he's got the dribbling and the crossing still.
Probably doesn't have the pace, but I'm
no. Cal George for
he has 14
4 points. Okay, so no, he's not got that anymore then.
Kyle George as well. Again, not sure how good of an option that is at this point. With him being as young as he is, he's definitely a good pick. If with 3 years, if we're playing FM25, he might be a good pick, but not right now. Not right now. I think he's backed himself in a bit of a corner here. I think he spent too early, and he's going to have to try and save late on, which I don't think will go in his favor.
And he didn't stop really spending in Brazil either, right? Gabriel and Neres and Richarlison aren't cheap. Like,
but again,
Sweet Left. Yes, so I was going to say, Sweet Left Foot's just picking up Jelson to keeper. He had about 20 different attributes loaded up there. And the top 2 picks on there were Allison and Edison. He's still got quite a bit of money left. But yeah, carry on. Sorry, Tony.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think if you're struggling for money at this point, you're going to have to really wait for Italy. Like, you're not going to be picking players from France. And France players are going to be quite highly valued, whereas you can get a lot of decent budget picks again in Italy. But yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to see those people who are struggling right now for cash, what they do. And you're almost sort of giving away 5 picks. And I think that's a dangerous place to be at this part of the draft.
The only French budget pick I can really think of off the top of my head now is Zagadou, who has 10 acceleration, 4.5 million. Yeah. That's not going to be great because there's a lot of speed in this pool. A lot of speed with the plays that have been picked. So
particularly on Alice's front line of Andy Carroll and Vinicius. I mean,
well, you'll get away with it there. Maybe it'll be all right for one game.
Yeah, the Carlos Carroll combination. She's going to go for Weaverton, so that's a keeper. Did she already pick up a Brazilian keeper? Or
no, she hasn't. Weaverton, I think Weaverton's a great pick.
Yep, he was on the list. That's what I was going to say. He was on the same list with Jelson, Edison, and Allison on those stats that the Sweet Left Foot had loaded up.
I can't imagine. Jelson must be a backup. I can't imagine picking Jelson over Weaverton.
The United City's also picked out your pick for France, the budget pick, Stick Badashili. What a player he is.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Yep. Arana has just gone 12.75 million, so quite expensive for a Brazilian pick. And now we're on to Bust the Net. And while Busternet takes his final Brazil pick and goes for his first French pick, I've got to go let the cat out because it's going mental. So we'll be back shortly while you discuss over Daljit's picks.
Right, now Jeb can't hear us. Let's just talk about him behind his back.
Yeah, he definitely wore his Bluetooth headphones with him, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't have said it if he hadn't left his headphones on. Verasima going to Busternet, 25.6 million.
Another
They're
great,
expensive.
like, no, I still like him. Like so many of those sneaky good defenders from Brazil. He's one of the other ones. Do you like Gabriel Paulista? Just went to Mazda as well.
Yeah.
Just really good defenders.
And now we're into France then. So where's Busternet going?
He's gonna take
Chris
Benzema. He'll take Benzema. He doesn't. He only has Ings as a striker.
How confident are you with the Benzema pick?
I mean, I'm pretty confident, but maybe he won't. I know he's talked to me about Benzema, but
We'll have to wait. He's only got 43 seconds. He's gone for Benzema. Well done, Stick. A round of applause.
insider trading there a little bit, but he could have changed. He could have changed his mind, but yeah.
Love to see it, Stick. Putting your neck
There's
on the
just
line.
not that many elite strikers. Benzema is still pretty good in the match engine, so
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and obviously we're on Busternet stream, so we're gonna have to. Oh, here he
Mazda
comes.
took Mbappe.
Oh,
Oh, 91 million.
and he's
He's ruined
celebrating
everything.
that.
Time.
He's celebrating that.
Oh
In
my
fairness, Muzza had success out of Mbappe in the qualifier.
On
So
script,
maybe-
FM Girl's supposed to take Varane here, by the way.
Okay,
That was
that's good.
I don't think Alice is looking at Varane.
She might be hearing it.
Alice is doing what's called improv. And,
Yeah, I mean the script was thrown away a long time ago, but if she found it again,
That's why Alice has the planet that just freestyles it all.
exactly. Plans are for losers, right? Everyone knows that.
Exactly.
Giroud, get Giroud.
Please.
Yeah, I was
get
going to say
Giroud,
two of
Carroll.
those.
Vinicius.
And Carlos Vinicius, yep.
Let's go.
Yeah, Giroud was your big pick, Tony and Ali.
Mm.
And Varane's obviously your big pick. So she's gone for Lucas Digne, which isn't a bad pick for left back. I don't know where she already is on the. Let's just have a look what she's drafted already.
she took.
She already
Marcao,
got
right?
Dan Burn. Yeah. And Markow. There you go. Mozza's going for Giroud.
Mhm.
Is Mozza trying to repeat what he did in the last playoffs, only bringing it back 30 years? Because
Well,
he's got
it's
Giroud.
only-
Giroud is his Niall Quinn maybe this time around. He's got Ward Prowse, who's his Thomas Hassler. Is it the same tactic?
I was gonna say I didn't think Mazza had a great set piece target yet, and now he's gone and picked Giroud. So I'm glad I didn't say that before.
Sweet left foot
Teo
picked up
Hernandez.
Teo Hernandez. Yeah.
Who is fine when he doesn't get sent off.
Yep.
I disagree. I've had him in drafts before. He's been absolutely poor. Don't know what it is. Just has. I've never been able to get him to click.
He's been bonkers for me before. He's so fast, but I play him as an inverted wingback because he actually has
Okay.
finishing. So he just like jams through the channels and finishes chances like crazy.
Limo's struggling now because Lucas Digne played for Everton and now he's having to go to. Another player who plays at Liverpool. That's fine. Don't worry.
Maybe he's just
Not
changed his
branches.
allegiance. I mean, I'm quite happy to welcome him as a Liverpool fan. It's fine. You can be a turncoat if you want, but that's fine. Mr. Dis Mr. Dis picked up Kazawa.
Poor pick. Very poor pick.
Yeah, especially first pick as well.
Nebel Fakir. I mean, that's almost as much as he spent in the entire draft before it. So
That's a Stinger pick. Stinger's played with Fakir a million times. He knows
Fakir-
I've seen
exactly
Fakir.
what
I've
he's
seen
doing.
Fakir destroy teams though, a few times.
Yeah, RDF's used him to great aplomb.
Goofy Jord likes Fakir as well. He might be a little bit upset and kind of push off script by that pick.
We'll find out now.
Pierre
No,
Kalulu.
no, it's fine. Yeah.
Far too much.
He's good though. There's not a lot of good right backs. I think Kalulu is pretty good.
Oh, Paul Pogba for 51 mil. Jesus, Jack, you've lost it.
A little bit
saw
behind
me-
here.
he
I
saw
will
me
refresh
get
while
the
we're here.
absolute best out of Pogba last time I was in the I think it was the Super League, I think. And I made Pogba look like an absolute world beater. So I'm wondering whether he's seen that and sort of thought maybe we can get something out of it.
GYR's gone for Ben Yedder. Quick as a
Amazing
flash.
pick.
Good pick.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a great pick.
And Dan, I'm just trying to find out who's Dan picked first. It's fortunately the speed of the default pick. Magnan, so he's gone for Mike Magnan.
Good shout.
Magnan. Yeah, so a good goalkeeper actually, quite solid.
He's like what, 25 million too, so not too bad.
Mm.
And again, Dan's in one of those positions where he could get Donnarumma though, right? For super cheap,
Yeah.
for all same price, could have Donnarumma roughly.
Nkuku has gone, and Ariola's just gone for GYR. So GYR, is that his first keeper? Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
A few people picking up some French.
Zuma, obviously.
Boo!
Yeah. Goofy hates cats. Get it in the chat. Come on.
Yeah,
Goofy
exactly.
loves Zuma.
Anything for the dog.
Zuma and Smalling for Goofy right
Yeah.
now on corners, both defending and attacking.
Can't believe he's picked Smalling. I don't know whether to
That's-
be really happy or really like why.
That's 90 million Goofy spent in France already, pretty much. So a lot of money.
Was that Pavard?
Curti,
there, was it?
yeah, Pavard's gone for Curti and Guri.
Guri's a great pick.
Yeah,
That
he
is
is. He's
yeah.
very, very versatile as a striker and can play out wide if you need him to.
Hmm
Looking forward to seeing what Limo does here with the lack
Yeah.
of bargains.
So like
I'm
some
not
lots of
so
based
sure he
options on that.
I think Guri's one of
Yeah.
the 10 best strikers in the pool, actually.
Oh,
Mukiele. So he's still there. He's bit of pace about him. I don't know what his tackling and passing stats are like. Can he play a bit more attacking? He's gone anyway because there's not, like you said, there's not many bargain picks that you can have.
No, I like Mukiele a lot. Can play center back too. Like can jump.
Was he your,
So
he was
Viking
your
Dan picked-
budget pick, wasn't he?
He might not have been, but he could have been. Like I drafted him a lot as a backup right back. He can play DM too. Like DM, right back, center back. Like really good flex pick.
that's a good budget pick from Diz as well, Moussa Dembele. Not
Yep, 5
flashy, but
million.
if you play him as a poacher, you're fine. Very much a cheaper Cardi / Belotti, and in my eyes.
Again, if you get the right Moussa Dembele as well.
Yeah, that's a big to be honest,
Wait,
we've
isn't
said-
the other one Belgian?
Possibly,
I'm not
yeah,
sure.
Yes, I thought you weren't about him being
I've-
inconsistent. Because he has
Yeah. Kimpembe's gone for sweet left foot. I'm also questioning if sweet left foot plays FIFA because there's a lot of FIFA picks on his choices here. I've noticed Diego Carlos, Kimpembe, Teo Hernandez, all Rafinha, all very popular FIFA players.
I don't get Kimpembe. He's just 6'4"
Yeah, I don't
centre
either.
back. Not
Yeah,
for me, lads.
Jermaine
He's
is just gone.
expensive too, right?
4.75. Solid pick as a defensive midfielder. Can run up and down
Moz
the
is
pitch as well.
also trying to drink from the largest vessels he can find on stream tonight as well. He's had a flagon and he's now had a 3-pint glass. So it's quite an
Keep an
interesting
eye on
tactic.
that. Yeah, exactly.
I take it the drafters not going well for him then.
I'm waiting till Italy comes out and he's drinking out of a bucket.
So Alice,
I think Maz has done okay so far.
yeah, I think he's very much replicating what he had last time around in terms of his tactic.
Yeah.
If it's not broke, fix it, etc.
Mhm.
Alice was hovering over Lacroix there. I quite like him. He's a pretty fast defender.
She's gone for
Yeah.
Martial instead, so she's got a
Yeah.
bit of pace about a forward line, I guess now.
Was that on the
I'm sure.
on the
I'm
list?
sure.
I think so. Not like a plan A, but on the list.
She needs to pull it out of the bag for Italy, or I don't think she'll be happy with the draft today, if I'm honest.
Well, as long as she doesn't go with she had Verratti, which we all slated her for last time. So as long as she avoids that, she'll be all right. But I reckon she will definitely go for Ranocchia.
Yeah, so Vera 2's gone for Muzza.
Muzza.
Muzza's, yeah, he's picked up Benzema as well. So yeah, he picked up David Luiz. When did he sneak that past us? Or is it Douglas Luiz? I need
think
to
it's
check.
Douglas Luiz.
Was it? Yeah, Ruben Aguila is about to go for Bussernet. Straight in
Not a bad
again.
pick.
No,
I'm getting an inkling that Dalgit's kind of done, and he's picking.
he's just
people
tired,
to pick
probably.
them.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Really,
yeah.
it's like
It's 3
5 a.m.
a.m.
over there. Yeah, this is going to say.
I like his team though, except for goalie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as long as they don't get near the goalkeeper, it's fine. Or they ask the goalkeeper to make a pass. I mean, he's now
See.
looking for Lenormand.
Oh,
Said that in a
Lenormand
really,
is
yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah. I said that in a really Fireman Sam way there. Lenormand. There's always Norman that set the fire. Sorry, he's got no reference to you at all there, Stick, but
He's
should have
a
arrested
prick,
the
that Norman
larcenist.
Price.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolute
Tony Cassidy,
Anything that went
Levi,
wrong in that
Fireman's
town, it was
number
always
one.
that ginger kid. It was always happening. It was crazy. Right.
no one
Muzzer.
even wanted to investigate. They just went, right, let's get this Norman. This poor man having to put up with that tearaway.
Never learns. You always forgive them.
Yeah, no,
I'm
exactly.
just going to do it again tomorrow.
Exactly.
The other Hernandez.
Lucas Hernandez, yes, the centre back. It's good.
Terrible pick. Terrible pick.
202 million left for Alice. She's hovering over N'Golo Kante.
Oh,
Please God no.
she's out of ideas, mate. Alice is
She's-
done out here.
Thing is, Alice has got a lot of money left, and if she spends the money on Kante, she can't spend it on Verratti. So spend it on Kante now.
Stick sounds like a disappointed father, to be honest.
2 hours down the drain.
Believe me, I'm very familiar with the disappointed father sigh.
Well,
It sounds
La
exactly
Font?
like that.
Lafont, I would say, is probably a better picking kit as a
Melier, here we
keeper
go.
for
Here we go.
the Melier.
I do
I
like.
hope
I am a
not.
sucker
You
for
can't take
aerial
Melier
reach.
and Weberton.
That's true, actually.
That's a terrible
Tolisso?
pick if that's the case.
Tolisso, his middle stats just aren't the best. She's running out of time. I don't know if she realises. And this is where the panic pick comes in. She's going to look at all these
Yeah.
players and then just pick N'Golo Kante.
Adil's good as well. Adil.
Decore. She's gone for Decore, which is not a bad, terrible pick for the money, but
Yeah,
it's
I
not
like
world
Decore.
beating. Yeah. Go with Mozza. Really get the
Mozza
bucket
for
out.
Camavinga, maybe?
B. Dear Carby.
12 mil.
I have a hard time loving those like Fernandinho, Conte type DMs that can't jump. I don't.
Yeah.
I just don't love that in the match engine. Like if you can't, those players have to play as box to box.
Mhm.
If you're playing them at DM, I think that's a big mistake.
I don't think they're so bad as a ball winning midfielder, but as a central midfield ball winning midfielder,
Hmm.
I think you are a bit restricted in that regard, aren't you?
Yeah, and I don't like having my midfielders have such a negative mentality either.
Mhm.
Carter's
the-
gone for Mozza.
18 long throws. Let's go. Mozza's
I like
holding shit
Niakate. He's
open.
left-footed too. Niakate's left-footed too.
Aiming those
He can
balls
jump.
for Giroud.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's got a plan. I'm pretty sure we're going to see Mozza go 3 centre backs based on the picks he's done
Mhm.
with the centre backs he has done.
Niakate is a good wide center back on the left.
very good.
He's
So
very
is Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer, stats wise, would be a fantastic wide centre back, and he's ambidextrous.
He can
So
play
Melier's-
too.
Yeah, Melier's gone to sweet left foot. That's
There's
his
his
second
starter,
keeper after
Jelson.
Jelson, so there you go. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jelson's his
Jelson
backup.
as a backup.
Diz,
Camavinga.
Camavinga's gone to Mr. Diz.
Mhm.
Got an interesting
Just as
squad
Blanco
he's putting
asked
together.
How is he still there?
Yeah.
Got Camavinga and Casemiro.
That's a great
Seems
pick by
interesting.
Limo.
Mhm.
And
With the DLB.
Bellingham as well.
Well, then, to be fair,
And
one
Mark
of them can
Noble.
fill in with- they can all fill in with Casemiro suspended.
Yeah.
you know, Casemiro is getting suspended, so that's a good point.
Stinger's picked up Jules Koundé, who lacks in height, if I remember correctly, 5'10".
5'11".
Yeah,
5'10". Disgraceful.
but he has
Like,
pace.
Issa
so it's-
Diop is better. Like
Yeah.
Diop just went to Kurdi and is better than Koundé, in my opinion.
Cool. Goofy gonna say, yeah, he's saving some money now. I was gonna say Soleil.
Omar
Familiar?
Soleil is incredible. It was between him or Badiashile to put down as my budget pick. I love them both.
Was Solly my French budget pick? I think he might have been.
Quick look. Ooh.
And Soleil can play libero, center back, DM. Like, you can play all over. all over
Camavinga
the
was
middle
yours,
of the
Ali.
field.
So
Okay.
nobody's picked up your budget pick yet. Am I correct? Stick. Nobody's got Badiashile.
No, not yet.
Viking Dan's slammed through his 2 picks, so we'll have to catch up on that.
He's got
Coquelin.
Coquelin.
Yeah, Rossier and
Valentine
Coquelin.
Rozier. Yeah.
Yeah,
Coquelin's
Zagadou's
a
gone
really
gone to GYR actually, and he's just picked up Awar. So Zagadou and Awar to
I
GYR.
like Awar. Awar is great.
Yeah, I
in the
like
strikers.
him a lot. Yeah,
For that
he
money,
can drop
too,
back
he
if
can
you
be a
need to
starter.
as well.
Yeah, as I say, I think you're lacking a bit of acceleration with Zagadou, but you're getting quite a bit else as well. So again, a
He
pretty
does have
decent pick.
Cresswell on set pieces.
Yeah,
too,
and again for a budget pick, he's absolutely got to be worth the consideration.
Not starting, just in case. Just in case.
Yeah,
I think Goofy George run out of ideas, so he's now at the top of the list and working his way down.
I mean, he might start. He only has John Stones, right? And Zagadou. Does Marlon play center back?
There's a lot of good Italian centre backs.
Yeah.
No, for
see
sure,
that.
for sure. But everybody's going to want the Italian center backs.
I think he'll get them though, won't he? He'll get first dibs, or at least early first dibs.
Viking
Bill
Dan has
Lloris.
Dunk, and that's about it. So Dan must be looking at Bastoni.
yeah.
Bastoni or Mancini would be my predictions. Those are the 2 that you really, really do want.
I was gonna say, poor old Coach Zanko. He's calling you out here, Ali. Suggesting Bastoni after you suggested him the other day to him.
Hey, listen, Zanko, mate, it's not my fault you don't know how to use the tools.
I don't love the Lloris pick either.
No,
No.
Goofy Jord is burning money in France currently.
Mm.
I mean,
Money
that's 110 million he spent in France.
That's you could have got better value than that.
And then Curtis just gone and picked up N'Golo Kante. So he's picked up Kalulu, Pavard, Diop, and N'Golo Kante in France.
It's just so many good cheap DMs in Italy. I can't rate the Conte pick this late in the draft.
100%.
A lot of
Do you
people
think
hanging
people
around.
are kind of... Sorry, Jeb.
No, go on.
Do you think that people are kind of so sort of used to drafting in the style of, okay, let's start picking up plays for cheap in the middle? They're kind of forgetting that Italy is still to come? Because I'm getting that vibe from a lot of the picks, the midfield picks. There's a couple of the defender picks that we've had, even the goalkeeping picks. I think there's some very good cheap Italian goalkeepers that you can have. Not
Yeah,
as many
so-
as in Brazil, but they are there.
So Lafont's just gone to Limo, and Mr. Diz has picked up Umtiti.
Oh, Diz is out. Diz is finishing bottom.
I think that what you're seeing is you're seeing people who
People are
basically
looking at the
went, these are my picks I want, and the backups will just do. Just whoever I can get in as backup, just someone cheap, someone under a value. I don't think there's a specific sort of plan with some people when it comes to drafting some of these backup players. I think they're literally going, I'm spending no more than £2 million, and that's it.
Yeah, I think it was Gouder in the chat who said earlier these picks will be the ones where people start panicking because they've kind of gone, I haven't got a player in this position. Quick, I need to get someone just in case.
Yeah.
And I think we'll see that obviously with the Italian picks, like the higher players, higher price players. Some people will just see they've got a bit more money left and they might splash out for no reason. So you might see the Spinazzolas or Immobiles going. I mean, if you can get a tune out of Immobile, great, but good luck trying to do it.
And Verratti incoming.
What happens if Alice picks Verratti? What do we do? I feel like we need to do something
Jesus.
special.
If she
I'm
picked
actually
Verratti,
going to put a
she picked-
prediction in the chat for it because it's worth it.
when does Alice draft Verratti? No, if she does pick him, I hope she gets a tune out of him. But I would hope she'd rather take the risk on Belotti or something. And again, just hope for that, or Barella. Hope to get something out of it, but just don't, Alice. Just don't do
Honestly.
it.
For
And
half the price, Stefano Sensi makes so
Yeah.
much more sense.
Exactly.
and somewhere Rich Owens is dancing in the streets because Dimitri Payet has gone to sweet left foot.
Amazing pick.
Yeah, he is a really good pick actually.
Mhm.
I am waiting for this prediction, Jeb. By the
Oh, no,
way,
I'm trying to type at the same time and also manage your reviewing at the same time. So I'm being very professional here. Yeah.
I'm just kidding, mate. I'm sorry.
You're not just doing 9
Watching
jobs
the
at
panic.
once.
Go ahead.
I was saying, you're not just do 9 jobs at once, Jebru. What are we paying?
Yeah,
you
I
for?
know exactly. Yeah. Oh, she's listening to your advice. She's looking at Varane now. There we are, Stick. She respects you a little now.
Only
She
a
should
bit.
probably take Buddy as Sheila at this point, not Varane.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I mean, it
Wesley
depends how much
Fofana.
money she has left. But this is why I would have loved to be in this draft, because like watching people kind of panic, watching people sort of mismanage their budget, like I want to rip this draft to shreds.
Stick literally just said, "I just want to see everybody have a terrible time."
Yeah, no, exactly.
Jesus, jeez, Stick, jeez. Whatever you're into, boss.
I'm hoping in Alice's stream right now she's going, Stick reckons Varane, right? But you know what? Stick's an idiot. Okay, we're going with this guy here. And I was waiting to see what she's going to be like, Pierre-Andre Gignac or something instead. Just
Yeah, she's still not
Would've been
picked
great.
anyone.
no. Don't go Griezmann. Don't go Griezmann.
Oh please God, no! Yeah, Griezmann's awful.
Lacroix,
Yeah.
that's good.
So Lacroix has gone. Over to
That's-
Muzza.
I like Lacroix.
So
Wait,
Muzza's
so who did FM
team.
girl take?
Lacroix.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Muzza did.
No.
Lacroix's good pick. I just Badia Sheila is a better pick there.
Mhm. Yeah.
There's not a lot
Taliso's
between them.
gone to Muzza for 18 million.
Great pick in his system.
Mhm.
Another 2A midfielder.
I'm not convinced personally.
Dalgit is up. These are the last 2 picks for France.
Mm. I think
Looked at
Dalglish is
Matuidi.
budget.
Tweedy's he's got the mental, but everything else is falling apart, unfortunately. For 18 million. Oh, he's going for it. There we are.
I've been disappointed by Daljit's draft, if I'm honest. I expected more. It's just not really hit.
Maybe we need to draft it. We do need to draft it at a normal time for him because obviously I think this happened last time. He said he didn't remember his last 10 picks last time because he was that
So you
tired.
mean
So.
we spin it round. So
Yeah.
we draft at like 7 p.m. Dalgit time, and
Yeah.
we're all awake at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got to give him some sort of. We've got to make it fair, make the playing field fair. So
The
one
playoff
time we
level.
can do that.
Matuidi
Yeah,
has 16 strength, 12 pace, 13 acceleration, 20 teamwork, 15 work rate. Like,
yeah.
what's the
The
problem with
mentals.
Matuidi? I think Matuidi's really good.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd
if you're playing
just-
as a DM,
He's fine as an anchor because he's not going to move after that. That's
but
the
then
but I'm
He's
saying
also
he
just-
can move.
thing.
he's also just followed up Matuidi with Bakayoko. So it's
Okay. Well, maybe he's playing Matuidi in the midfield too.
Stick.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
know he's your friend, Stick, and you're trying to defend him, but I think it's too far gone.
Tony, are you doing a podcast with him as well? Am I? I saw something appear on my feed.
With who? Blaise Matuidi?
With-
No, it's all lies.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool.
not after he watches this anyway. I'm pretty sure he's backing out Blaze.
Yeah,
What? Go on. Yeah, are you doing a YouTube series or something with him?
it's a YouTube series. Yeah, FM Focus. We started chatting about it a while ago, and it's some stuff we're going to do with Stinger, and RDF was mentioned about being in it as well. And then we posted the first episode out, and RDF was like, "Can I be in? Can I be in?" And we're like, "You're still in the Discord conversation, RDF. You need to read some of the messages." So, yeah, it's pretty good. We recorded one with Stinger yesterday, so that should be up online, presumably over the next couple of days. So, yeah, go and check it out.
Marcus Thuram's gone.
I'd actually take the opportunity to plug Football Manager Therapy instead, though.
Yeah, okay. Oh, fair enough. We'll come back to that later.
Thuram's another player that's really good in Muzz's strong striker up top. He plays that 4-3-1-2. Thuram is exactly what he wants.
6'7" winger as well. Wide target man. I had him at Lyon when I did my strike 'em all. It was out there before Clates came along with his, but yeah, 3 target men, 2 wide target men, just to really piss off Matt. That's basically what it was, and I won the league with it. So there we are. Right, Thomas Lemar is being looked at by Alice.
Don't think Alice has a lot of time left. You need to click that back arrow pretty soon, I think. Ooh,
no, she's got 40.
Yeah. 2 seconds.
Where are we going? I don't know.
Probably not Lemar.
Tony's left us.
Tony, yeah, just snipped out.
I actually am starting to wonder if Muzz is not going to play the tactic that he's been playing everywhere, because I don't know where Mbappe fits in a team with Abraham, Bruno Henrique, Mbappe, and Thuram. That's a lot of strikers.
Yeah.
What formation did you think? Because Bruno Henrique, I think, is down as an inside forward / inverted.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't play wingers ever. He plays the 4-3-1-2 in every draft I've seen, basically.
Okay. Maybe Enrique's a backup option then.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's Abraham and Mbappe starting.
Sorry, Lamar's gone for Alice there, so that's 138 million left with Italy to go. Moz's similar position at the moment as well. So
like piano's done.
Yeah,
Lemar could work.
Yeah, he could. It's really difficult to get him. He's basically those 2 positions, and it's just what's she got to fill there already. Actually, looking at it,
so play him as an AMC. Not a wing.
Behind Andy Carroll. Yeah.
Come on.
She went with Lemar, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. Yes.
Yeah, and broke me, Tony. She broke me.
I thought I couldn't stay. I was like, I can't see this. This is like telling a kid that Christmas Santa isn't real. I was like, I've got to go. I can't see Stick go.
Moz has picked up Rabiot.
Not a fan. Italy's just like soon, mate.
Yeah, looking at budgets, I think he's 130 as well. Savenier looks like he's going. Another one who's had a FIFA special card. This guy definitely plays FIFA. This.
Nobody's taking
22.5.
I think Roussillon's a good left back. No one's taking Roussillon.
Mm-hmm.
We do have somebody else asking for your services. Stick in the chat, Mr. Diz, saying,
"Oh yeah,
help."
Yeah.
I think he's after what Alice has done today. I don't think he's helping anyone anytime soon.
Yeah.
She's ruined it for everybody.
Yeah, he's asked for
make people sign a retainer. They have to listen to me. You know.
Yeah. He's asked for Stick's help, and he's just said hi to Tony. So there we are.
Also, there's no guarantee he's asking for tactical help. Maybe he's just been kidnapped.
Yeah, maybe.
There's no context.
But he's still not called for your help. So
it's fine.
Dave Gudge is in the chat as well, spinning head emojis everywhere, please.
I'm not.
Sidibe is a good pick. I like Sidibe.
Yeah. To Limo. Limo's 96 million, and we're not out of France yet. Is he in trouble, or has he got what he needs?
Trouble as G Mother.
I don't think that's too bad, though. There's a lot of 5 to 10 million Italians that are really good, especially in the midfield.
He's gone for Saliba, so 7.2, so he's now down to 88 million.
The question is as well, how many Italians have played on Merseyside recently? Because that's going to be the real issue.
Stinger's just picked up Fairland Mendy, so another 35 million gone, but he still has 160 left for Italy. Are we going to see Stinger get quite upset? Because he might be, like I said, he's in that middle void where all the picks could go around him, which won't be fun.
Stinger's going to finish this draft with money left over still.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think he's going to get everybody he wants, but I genuinely think he's still going to have money left.
Can we talk
Curtis-
about that Curtis pick? Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing FM10 because he's picked up Gignac. It's just
He's
He's had a hell of a career in Mexico, of all places. Come on.
yeah.
Sound the horn. It's happened. Badia Chile's gone. Goofy George picked him up. So
Great
that's
pick. He's tall, he's
150 million he's spent in France, but he's come out with one good player potentially. Paul
And it's
Pogba, if you can get him
Chile.
working. Yeah.
But
GYR's not-
Are incredible.
GYR's not online apparently, so we'll go to Viking
Who
Dan.
refuses to put a camera on now just refuses to even bother with the game. Let's just see what else I can get with not having so.
Amavi and who's he picked up as his first Italian? Oh, he's on his first Italian pick. So he picked
Here
up
we go.
Amavi as his final French. Here we go.
Okay.
Marvy was the GYR's pick, wasn't he?
Just having a look. Yes, it might be, yeah. Who's he picked up as the last French pick then?
Ajoke. Don't know if the pronunciation's correct. What you do is you just make out like you're intentionally saying it wrong if you're not sure.
You just had some French in the Sequoia on it, almost like I did with Premiere.
Is he going biscuit
Right,
legs?
Don't know. He's got
Come on, then.
85 million left, so he's not.
Mm.
Yeah, he's going DeMarco as
I
left
appreciate,
back.
VPEX Predator has tried to do it phonetically for us. Aok,
Cheers, boss.
possibly. So
Here, Ali's
Yeah.
like, you know what you do? You just mispronounce names on purpose. Then
Bastoni's
Streamlabs is like,
gone.
Your highly skilled team today are.
GYR's picked up Bastoni.
Great pick. Great
Is
pick.
Stinger raging right now, you think?
Nah, Mancini's still there. I think Stinger will be fine.
Stinger's probably raging about DeMarco.
He's taking
I
it-
know Stinger
Yeah, he's
loves
taken his
DeMarco.
hat out, so there we are. He's taken the pen out of his hat, so he must be in business now.
He's just gonna write some notes, lads.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, this is where I
Careful.
think Stinger's plan backfires a little bit. There's a lot of teams with decent money left. Stinger's counting on saving the most money for Italy, and he's not alone. So I think that's a little bit dangerous, risky.
is Goofy thinking about spending half his budget on Immobile?
He's spent half his budget
He
on
should.
Immobile.
He should. That's
Yeah.
a great pick, honestly.
No, it's not.
That's
Yeah, it
literally that's a third of what he spent in France on one player.
So he only has 4 players left, and if it finished off as starting 11 in a place where he's happy, then that's
So
fine.
striker
Like, you have
wise,
to
he's
think
got a
about what
mobile. Yeah, striker wise, he's got a mobile,
Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert Lewin, and Badashile. And I suppose he's got Rodrigo if he
No,
wants to
Badiashile
follow.
is a
Actually,
centre
the
back,
centre
yeah.
half.
It's centre half. Sorry, wrong one.
He has Adam Armstrong as a backup to Calvert.
Yeah, Adam Armstrong. That's the one. Yeah,
Terrible.
Curtis
Terrible choice.
Tonali, which was
Great
I think
choice.
it was
Yeah.
Katie's first pick a couple of drafts ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's only at 12 mil as well, isn't it? So there's your budget DM pick, really.
Berardi's gone for 36 million for Stinger. 124 million left.
Okay, maybe Stinger wasn't bothered about.
Moisey Keane's gone for Limo. He's going back to his roots.
Keane does well in the match engine. Like
Yeah.
it's funny because of the Merseyside thing, but he's a good
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
He's not even. He's in Italy right now, so
I said connection, not that that's where he played.
Erasing his own memory of the time he was there. Everton? No, never heard of it, mate. Never heard of it.
Donnarumma's gone for Diz. Is that a cry for help or is that a good
Yeah.
pick? Yeah.
I think was he
I
both
think
mine
he's a good
and
pick.
somebody else? Was it mine and your picks? The bad pick for Italy, Tony?
No, it's a
I don't think I've. Yeah, it might have been actually. Maybe. I know it was definitely yours.
no, yours was biscuit legs.
Oh, mine's
Spinazzola.
Spinazzola. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Nah, Donnarumma. I've seen him make too many errors to justify the price tag. Nicola Barella. That's a great pick.
Yeah. 55 million though. Belotti's gone for Mozza. Is that what he's going? He's going Belotti and Giroud up front.
Potentially.
With Guyana.
yeah.
Yeah.
Guano, yeah.
Here we go, guys.
Verratti,
Is it
come on.
Verratti time?
She's looking at strikers. No.
Robin Van
no,
Persie, how have you got that?
to be fair, that is what has been typed in the chat by everybody is look at strikers. Raspadori is on there.
Raspadori is on
Gabbiadini is there.
my. Raspadori is a recommended player, so we'll see if she falls through.
Well, she's not gonna pick him then. That's how that was.
Flicking between Insigne and Raspadori.
Yeah,
If she picks Insigne, then she's done out here.
she has got 138 million, so she can afford to pick him. To be fair,
Yeah, but
Tim
he's not
Lewis's
very
Tim Lewis's advice is go for the expensive one. I mean, it's
This is why you didn't qualify, Tim. God. You came what? 5th?
I put Skamaka down as my budget pick.
yeah,
He's 6'5". He'd go well with Carroll.
yep.
I think it's one or the other, Tony.
He's
I
only
think it's
five.
one or
Yeah.
the other.
Never stick all of the
No,
biggest men up
together.
front.
Yeah, if you can find Wout Weghorst while he's spare, get him as well. Just throw him in there. He's Italian, I think. She's gone for Insigne.
Oh, no.
Jesus.
Big
Alice.
man.
And there you go. He's even got his emote for him anyway. Zaniolo's gone for Muzza. As predictable as possible. To be fair, I'm
That's
quite
like-
surprised he was still available there.
I-
Yeah.
Muzza's team looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm really happy
Give
with
a
this team.
refresh on Dalgit to catch up with him.
Oh, man. I'm quite glad that we've seen people look really comfortable. Like, Muzza looks comfy. He looks like
Yeah.
it's gone perfect for him. Alice looks the complete opposite at this point. If Diz was online, he'd be in that bracket as well, without a shadow of a doubt, after some of his howlers. Like,
Goofy's looking comfortable as well. Doesn't seem to be
Yeah.
too.
that's the
See
thing.
what
If
I'm doing?
Goofy looks comfortable, he's having a good time because he's not good at hiding when he's
Yeah.
under the pressure.
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely. Yeah.
100%.
he's.
I was going to say Limo looks comfortable, but Limo looks like that every single time I see him. So it's that type of.
I mean,
I can't tell with
Goofy's been playing a 4-2-4 occasionally, and he's
Yeah.
got like Jadon Sancho, DCL, Rodrigo, and Immobile as a
Yeah.
front four.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. He should be happy.
can't see any emotion on GYR's face right now, so it's hard to tell how he feels about it. He's
I mean, Dalgit's taking his time. He's got 14 seconds. I don't. Does he realise it's his pick?
He's probably fallen asleep. Either that or he's in a
No.
whiskey coma.
Yeah,
Dalgit's eyes are rolling back into his head, so
Yeah.
there's a good chance he
he's
doesn't see out
going.
Italy.
He's going for Yao Pedro as his first pick. Moz is going to get really confused because he picked the wrong Yao Pedro in another draft, so we might end up with the wrong Yao Pedro again because he's Brazilian. So, and
He had Pacina on this shortlist as well. Ali.
Yeah.
One of your,
I cannot believe Pacina hasn't been drafted.
Neither can I. He's
Pacina is
fantastic.
incredible. And another pick that I told FM Girl to you have to take Pacina. He's so good.
Chad's telling her to take Pacina and Sensi. Sensi's somebody I recommended to
Yeah.
Zanko before the qualifiers. He didn't do very well with him, but I blame Zanko for that.
so does that mean that she'll draft Lorenzo Luca then?
yeah.
Yeah, probably.
She's looking at Verratti, boys. Please.
Why are we celebrating it? Just, is it we going the other way with it now? I'm not sure where this will go. Like, Dalgit has gone for Letizia for 5.95 million. He's only got 26 million left in fairness, so was a straight in there. Hopefully.
Ali, you were in Alice's stream this past week. What was she drinking on stream that day?
She was drinking haggis bombs, which is
She was 13 deep, and then had a 2-hour prep session with me.
13 deep.
Yeah, 13 deep.
She had
So I made-
13.
Maybe she's just blacked out all of our prep conversation.
She does not remember a thing.
So Ravella's gone for Muzza, and we're back on Alice.
Come on. He's right there.
And he's
Second one.
there. Yeah.
Please take Pacina.
No, Verratti. It's already gone out the window. You might as well get Verratti.
Yeah.
Pellegrini.
Pellegrini's the
Gone
wrong
for
pick.
Pellegrini's. Yeah.
Pellegrini's
No. Now everybody's
Okay.
disappointed.
Yeah.
Pellegrini's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Saves it a little bit.
Although it kind of makes the Lamar pick make less sense. Because
Mancini's gone for Muzza. Is that going to upset a few people? Mainly Stinger, I'm going to guess.
I mean, Moz's got a team full of centre backs there, isn't it? That screams through
Yeah.
centre backs.
Mm-hmm.
He's literally the FM Steve Clark, isn't he? Just whack everyone in defense.
Like
Hope for the
three
best.
center backs
Yeah.
and James Ward-Prowse. It's a good recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's playing like a 5-2-1 something
Attack
or
the
other.
near post, attack
Politano
the
for
back
sweet
post,
lift
attack the
vote.
goalkeeper.
I don't get the hyper on Politano. I've seen him picked by a few people. I just don't understand it.
He's a little slow. That's
Mm.
like, he's only like 14 pace and acceleration.
20.5 million as well. He's far
Yeah.
too expensive. This has a lot of money. But it's a bit late now, isn't it, really?
Right. This is what I was talking about with Stinger too. Like we all talk about like, oh, he knows Italy so well. But then in just this first round, we've seen Bastonia, Mobile, Tonali, Berardi, Keane, Donnarumma, like all these huge names, Bellotti, and Sin. Like he's not getting 2 or 3 of them. Like he maybe thought he could get 2 or 3 of those guys because people would be out of money, and that's just not going to happen.
Has Limo messed up with his keepers, or is Lafont or Forster a good start? I don't think. I think they're both
it'll be fun.
backups.
I think Lafont
Yeah.
is good enough to start. I don't think he's
Yeah.
bad.
That's what it's
Mr. Diz have gone for Caputo.
Lafont would have been in my top 12 keepers in this pool when I was looking through the pool.
Top 12 is very specific, Stick.
There's
Well, there's 12 people
drafters.
drafted. Yeah, it's not that specific.
And we just had a little insight into Ali's drafting technique. Going, I have a short list of 4. 12 people.
Far too much. Choice just ruins everything. Keep it limited. Keep it tight.
Ali says, vote for communism. Choice is limited.
To be fair, not a bad shout.
Yeah, Serbi's gone for Stinger.
Let's go away from the communism, lads.
To quote, I was just going to say, to quote, I think it's Bob Mills, I didn't come here for electron communism. That's basically what I'm not here for, but there we are.
Curdy has to be loving life. Getting Tonali and Pessina as the first 2 Italian picks, like 2 of the best
Goofy
Italian
George.
midfielders.
Castrovilli, is that? Yes.
Good budget pick for 4.5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bonaventura
Dan's
is
got
pretty
s-
cheap, right, too? Or is that the one that's more expensive?
I think he's cheap, but not as cheap.
Dan's got 70 million. And what's he like in terms of his squad? What does he actually need now? Another striker, maybe? I'm not seeing many of them.
Lazari. I think he's kind of a fraud at right back. I don't love Lazari.
Yeah, he's sort of lacking, actually, Dan, looking at that squad. To be honest.
He's got Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah.
A
He could
Jorke is a
play Joe Linton
forward.
up
Yeah.
on top
Yeah,
if he needs
guess
to,
so.
but he probably wouldn't.
Tyson.
Joe
Maybe
Linton's
he's
long
playing
enough.
strikerless.
It looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah, if he's got
Like Nkunku,
he's got Nkunku
Tyson,
there.
Yeah, and
Arthur.
Jesus. I could see it. It definitely looks like a strikerless team. Maybe he downloaded my latest YouTube tactic. We'll see.
Where can you get that stick piano?
Just search the piano on YouTube, you'll find it.
Oh, there you go.
Use
Lovely.
downloaded tactics
I
in a draft.
refuse.
And we're up with Goofy Jord now. Right. Brian Cristante.
Cristante.
Yeah.
I like him actually, but he's a
Yeah,
bit
I
slow.
like
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
He's
It's 25
Like,
million
he's
as well. So what
Just
we
classic DLP. Just classic
Yeah.
DLP. He can't play any other role, but he's really good at it.
but then again, he's got Pogba. So if he gets Pogba to do all the running, then potentially Cristante as a shout for the DLP isn't actually the worst one.
Hmm
Baragi's gone for Curti.
And Henrique is a midfielder too, right? So like between Henrique and Pogba and Cristante, like he needs another midfielder too with these next couple picks, but that's a good foundation for a 4-2-4.
Stinger's got 90 million left here with 3 picks. Is he going to make a Jorginho?
Jorginho's a good shout, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, he falls in the class for me, just like Conte. Like he's just too short to play defender, and
Oh,
I
he's
don't
got-
think
he's
he
got
has
that-
enough going forward to be a CM box to box kind of guy.
He's got that terrible skin that that JDFM uses as well.
No, JDFM's is worse because it's flags.
Oh, that's right.
So he would have been awful in this for the first 5 picks because he wouldn't have been able to see anything because we were blinded by the white of the England flag every time. So like the meme of somebody opening the window and falling down. That's what it's like when you clicked on JD's stream. Right. He's going Locatelli.
Not a bad pick.
Yeah, that's another good.
Fifty-
pick.
Not a bad pick at
Yeah.
all.
56 million. Limo's gone for Bernadeschi. We'll stick with Stinger anyway, just see what he's looking at while he's here.
How much money does
Mr.
Limo
Diz puts his
have
pick.
left? Could Limo have
Limo,
taken
20 million
Juve
he's got
winger?
left now.
because that Juventus winger, not Bernadeschi, Chiesa, right? Chiesa's pretty good.
He's
Chiesa has
48. I think it's like 48 million though.
All right, a little too much.
I find
Yeah.
Chiesa quite hit and miss, to be honest. I've seen him do really well for some people and just absolutely flop on others. And it's not like he's versatile enough to play him in different sort of positions. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's very much it has to be his day.
If Limo plays 4-2-4, I like Chiesa in that particular tactic because he doesn't have to score goals. Like he can just stay wide. There's two strikers. He's good at crossing. He's a natural at winger. Like,
Have we
but
just
you're
seen,
right. He is kind of hit or miss.
Sorry, have we just seen Stinger's mouse hover over Verratti?
Yeah, it has happened.
He has the
Stinger-
money.
Is Stinger going to do the heel turn? He's going to take Verratti. And Paul
Unfortunately-
Alice will be left.
Alice can't afford Verratti anymore.
Oh,
Oh,
Mr.
pay out the
Diz.
points. Pay out
Gamaka's
the
gone.
points.
Yeah,
He's my
I will.
boy,
Gamaka's
Scamacca.
gone for Sweetlift Foot.
Great.
Mr. Diz snuck in Benucci. I think he's just got money to burn, basically, at
Terrible
this
pick.
point.
Yeah, that's an
Benucci
awful
is
pick.
an
Yeah.
awful pick.
Now we know
Bonucci
why
and
he was screaming
Donnarumma.
for help right there.
Lorenzo
And none of
Luca
you
for,
helped him. Yeah.
Lorenzo Luca for Moses. There's another target man for James Ward-Prowse to aim towards.
I don't know if Lorenzo Luca is a good target man. To be honest, I know he's
probably-
tall, but
It's
I
probably
don't think his
a
jump
year
reach is
too
there.
late in the database, possibly for him. But I think
Mm.
the sheer height of him has got to be enough for at
I mean,
least
you
a
throw him on
distraction.
late. If you throw him on late, like if Giroud's putting up a stinker and you need a goal late and you know you're going to play for set pieces, you throw Luca on, like
Perhaps
he can make a difference.
Yeah,
There we are. Predictions paid out.
I
Well
lost
done
all
to
my
everyone who
points.
said no. United Sister and
hon-
Galda.
honestly, a player like Luca or Giroud in that system, right? The person who has like mark tall player on set piece defending is going to go there, and then he's got like Dyer and Paulista and Niakate and Mancini. Like he has all these other players now that'll be marked up on much smaller players because the mark tall player is going to go to the striker.
Mm.
Like he's got a lot of options on set pieces.
Bonner for 33 years old.
Good pick. Good pick.
Yeah, Ogbonna's
Solid
good.
pick.
Seen-
And a good ball player. Like if she's going to play 5 at the back, like Ogbonna, it's good.
I think I saw her filters looking for white centre back.
I meant like a defender that's good with the ball at their feet.
Okay,
like not
fair.
not the
Not the
specific
actual
role.
specific role.
Yeah, yeah,
My
yeah.
bad, boss.
No,
it's
you're
that
good.
classic Alice wide centre back, three centre backs, isn't it? So
yeah,
the wing backs one
Cataldi.
forward as well, and then realising there's only one person left at the back. Going, what about me?
Cataldi is a fantastic pick.
I'm also
Very
looking at Muzza and seeing Mbappe and Tammy Abraham in the same front line. That could actually be
I think
quite
Muzza
lethal.
has had the best
Yeah.
draft. Muzza's had the best draft, I think.
I've seen Mbappe do terribly far too often, but the fact that he's also got Bruno Enrique there,
Yep.
I
Mhm.
think Muzza has had the best draft, hands down, without a shadow of
And
a
Marcus
doubt.
Thuram. Marcus Thuram
Yeah,
performs way better than you would
Oh,
think.
yeah.
Like Thuram outperforms. I've made fun of Thuram so many times on stream, and he's just always performed.
Seen on a Dalgit shortlist there, did it look like he had Balotelli on the shortlist?
Yeah, Muzza had him as well.
Was there as well?
It just goes
Still
to
got the
show
strength.
striker pool here.
Mm.
He does still have the strength. He's also got Buffon on his shortlist. I mean, that could complete his triad of keepers of Butland, Grovey, and Buffon. I mean,
Oh, please. That was good.
got 26 million left, so
He's only got 20 seconds to spend it as well.
yeah, he keeps doing this.
I'm telling you, he's very tired and he's probably had a lot of
Yeah.
whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
He's in another dimension now, lads. We just have to let him get on.
Got
with
5
it.
seconds. He's going for Zaza. Maybe.
I like
Yep,
that. pick.
Zaza.
I like that pick. Zaza just pops like a really good substitute. Like can win balls in the air, is a great poacher. Like
Just
doesn't have
never
the
get him
pace
to take a
starting
penalty.
game.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like he does fly below people's radar purely because of that penalty, but he's actually decent.
Mhm.
We're getting into last couple of picks for everyone now as well. So this is going to be where we're going to see whether people's got a lot of money left, and then do they go big with those final picks, or do they just still potentially stick with that plan?
Rolando
I also
Mandragora. No idea
Yeah.
who that is.
Dalgit.
Mandragora is good.
Yeah, he's got 14s a few times, but I think it also doesn't help that Dalgit's filters his green start at 14. So when you start looking at players, there's a lot of greens on the screen, but it seems to be every
Well,
player.
he's just one of those guys that's like really well-rounded, box-to-box, ball winner, DM, CM attack, like can play just about anything. He has dictates tempo, which I know Dalgit likes. He's left-footed, which is kind of uncommon in the midfield too. So like Mandragora can do a lot.
That's Alice's pick. She is on the market for a fullback. I'm
Yep.
thinking somebody who can play either side, and she secured Calabria.
Yeah, that was advised to her. Yeah, Moz
From
is straight
Seko.
in there again. No,
I think you've been
obviously-
replaced, Dick. I think she replaced you with Katie.
Yeah, Katie
Yeah.
and Tim.
Yep.
Murray has gone for Mozza.
Not a
Di
bad pick, but I
Silvestri.
think there's better goalkeepers.
About to go for... No, is he? Yes. How much money has Diz got left? Does anybody know?
48.5 million.
Okay.
Stand by for a batshit pick, then I'm guessing.
Let's go, Des. Just do so. I mean, he already went for Bonucci, and
it-
now he's
whoever
gone
he's
for
picked-
Raspadori.
Yeah,
Raspadori.
Raspadori. It's not too bad
That's a
then.
great pick. I
Well
love
done, Des.
Raspadori.
Is that
Emerson's
Emerson
gone for Limo. So we're up to Stinger, who's still got 56 million. What's he need? Well, he's got no strikers. He's got one 19-year-old English striker currently. And he's picked Verratti.
Yes.
Nah, it's only funny if Alice does it. I'm disappointed.
So we think
I might
Stinger
miss
and
what
Dan
we
might
might
be playing
Google.
strikerless.
Actually,
looking
so,
that way.
yeah.
Either that
And
or
Mavididi can play AMC, AML, and AMR too.
Mhm.
So Mavididi's not even necessarily an out-and-out striker. Guri's kind of an out-and-out striker, so maybe not. And Berardi too, right?
Yeah, Berardi
He's
as well.
probably playing
Yeah.
strikers.
I mean, yeah, Stinger's only got 3 million left now.
there might be a budget player in there that he likes, possibly. It's going to have to be really, isn't it? Or maybe,
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
maybe he gets
There's a
Balotelli.
lot of
like,
good budget Italian wingbacks.
3.4 million for Balotelli. He's got 2.4 million left, so no, unfortunately, it won't happen for Balotelli.
Be thinking
Buffon,
Big Davide
maybe?
Santon. I can see a couple of people are looking at Buffon, eyeing him up. And
I think Alex was as well.
Katie is saying in chats, and I agree, you can get away with one goalkeeper in a lot of drafts, but not the playoffs. When you have the training that the playoffs has.
Yeah, they do in
Gibraltar.
Gibraltar.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's horrible, Gibraltar.
Gibraltar training facilities are terrible, mate. They're basically death traps. So you definitely need a backup keeper.
Sorry, Ali, can I interrupt you? Tony, Kevin Lasagna's gone. Go on, funny guy.
Oh, I'm going to pastor that over to someone else. I hate my life. I really hate it.
He's still quick though. Lasagna off the bench, like he's quick.
Oh, you wouldn't
Yeah,
be
he can
with
go
a
right
belly
through
full
you
of
if you
wood,
cook it
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. If anybody wants to clip that, feel free. Thank you. Right.
I reckon you
So-
play that clip when you get a raid.
Yeah.
Colombi's gone for Viking Dan. Goofy Jord. Straight in, yeah, for Petagna.
Well, Viking Dan also secured Stefano Sensi as well, which is a great
Did he? Yep.
pick. Really good pick. 21.5 million, 16s in all the passing stats. If you just want that advanced playmaker or deep line playmaker that's just going to stand there and ping it, perfect.
Golini's a good second keeper. I like Golini.
Yeah.
If you have the money to go Areola and Golini, that gives you a lot of options at keeper.
Zakagni's gone for Curti, attacking midfielder. Emo's got about 3.9 million left. final picks as well.
Wow. It's the end. Esposito, let's go.
Let's see. Mr.
I mean, do you
Diz
think-
is next. What's Mr. Diz left with? 36 million.
Yeah. I don't think
What's
there's
there out
anyone
there to
worth
spend
so
money
much
on?
I don't think there is, to be honest.
Spinazzola, he could go missing.
Ugh.
Old biscuit legs
Biscuit legs.
himself. Yeah. He has.
Somebody
He's
has
gone.
to-
There you
Oh,
go.
Was he actually?
Yeah.
Wow. It
Where
was a
does the
cry
name
for help.
Biscuit
It
Legs
really
come
was.
Yeah.
from? Tony,
Sorry.
where does the
Came
name
from
Biscuit
a
Legs come from?
Oh,
came from
so
Riz.
Yeah, we had a Discord challenge where we managed Roma, and everybody had Spinazzola getting injured every single time he played, basically. And it was Rich Owens actually who coined the term biscuit legs. So shout out to
I
Rich
think it
Owens
turned
for
into
that one.
Garibaldi shins, didn't it, or something along
Yeah,
those
I think
lines?
so.
Well, there's a blast
Oh.
from the past, Mattia Destro.
Yeah, 8 million. Moz has got
Moz's got
60 million left here, and he's gonna go Chiesa.
He's had a good draft as well. Chiesa, if he
Yeah.
shows up, is a good player. Moss has done well, you know. And I don't want to say that. Trust me, I do not want to praise him, but he's done all right.
To be honest, the fact that he's got Chiesa in the last round, he doesn't even need to show up. Like, do you know what I mean?
No.
It just means that if anybody else has some money left, which I don't think they do, it means no one else is going to get an option on it.
Do you know what I kind of
Uh,
hope he does? I hope he
Go on.
plays Chiesa as a right wing back and just doesn't
Mm.
play Trippier. Like Chiesa, I've seen Chiesa be incredible as a right wing back. He's a natural there too. Like, he can
Buffon's
play
coming
him.
in for Alice.
What's that?
Nick, mate, you don't even have to speak to make us laugh.
How much money did she have left when she took Buffon?
8 million. She's got 3
Yeah.
million left after the pick.
Yeah. There were some Italian keepers on her short list that are better than Buffon.
Barilla has gone for Muzza.
Experienced midfielder. And then Bustanet has the last pick, 13 million left.
Yep.
Mhm.
Let's see. First pick and last pick for Bustanet. Let's see who he goes. Oh, we're gonna
How
find
much
out
has he
with
got?
2.5 seconds to
13
go, aren't we?
million.
Yeah.
Man.
I think
Love
you
the
read your
suspense.
15 seconds. Yeah, I know. Is he
Well,
picked?
he read it as 15 seconds remaining.
Yeah, there we are. It's all done. We are done. So
Look at
there we are.
Pellegrini. Not a bad
We
pick.
are out of the draft. So early
Wait,
impressions.
is
while
it
we look at
Luca
the
or
squad.
Lorenzo? Who has Luca and who has Lorenzo?
I think Mozza's got Luca, I think.
Yeah, I think that's how that one's worked out. But yeah,
Or
early
FM Girl, right? FM
impressions.
Girl has
Favorite draft, Tony, so far.
Favourite draft?
Before we go through the
Mozza.
squads.
I think everyone's probably going to be on the same boat. I think Mozza's done really well. Really
Yeah.
nicely balanced side.
Stick.
Muzza, well drafted for his tactic. Like, just really impressed.
Debutant is got 2 out of 3 of the panelists. Ali.
I'm gonna not go with Muzza. I'm gonna go with Mozza. I think he's had a really good pick. It's a team that I would have picked because I do like the big boys. So I'm gonna go with Mozza.
Oh, there we are. So let's get over to the squads. We'll start with the reigning defending champ, Viking Dan. So he's got Tamori, Rice, Dunk, Madueke, Brandon Williams, Gabriel Jesus, Joe Linton, Arthur, Tyson, Pedrino, Mike Mang, Yang, 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 and Cuckoo, Rosier, Coquelin, Ajorque, DeMarco, Florenzi, Roman Ginoli, Sensi, and Columbi. Murdered so many names. Let's keep it
I'm
for the 12.
I'm concerned for Dan. I don't think this is. Nothing jumps out at me. I think we were mentioning before about potential strikerless, maybe one striker in there, possibly. I don't know. I think there's some weird picks. Rice, when you could have had Fabinho, Gabriel Jesus is okay. Colombi, DeMarco's good. Coquelin. I mean, what is this? Like 2001? Lewis
Yep.
Dunk is okay. Brandon Williams is fine. I know. Bar Tamori, I'm struggling to find what I really, really like about the team.
I mean, it screams 4-3-3 striker list to me, with like
I
Jesus and Cuckoo and what Madueke or Tyson. Like,
Or maybe pushing Joe
just
Linton up
screams
there. Yeah, it's I
like how
guess.
good is his? Now Joe Linton probably has like a box-to-box midfielder in
Yeah.
this midfield, but if
I
his
think-
tactics good, this is a good team for it.
I don't agree. I think if Viking Dan's computer had remained broken, he would have had a better draft. Off the back of this,
I'm not
I
saying it's a
don't
great
think it's a good
draft, just that it
draft. I
can
don't-
work for that tactic.
I'm disappointed. I'm a little disappointed. I expected big things from Dan after he's been very successful, but this draft is not very good, in my opinion.
Okie doke. So quite a lot of shade thrown on there, but we'll love to come back to that when we do predictions. But no, I understand. So Goofy Jord was next in line. We started off with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Chris Smalling, Jadon Sancho, Livramento, Adam Armstrong, Tellez, Dodo, Rodrigo, Leite, Marcus Henrique, Paul Pogba, Zuma, Soleil, Lloris, Badashile, Immobile, Castrovilli, Cristante, Sotil, and Petagna. Stick, start at the bottom. What are we thinking here? Does it ring anything for you at the minute?
Like, it feels okay. It's kind of like he's got Zuma on set pieces. He's got Smalling on set pieces. So, I mean, there's a nice little foundation. Sancho, if Sancho plays well, he could do a lot of work with Immobile and Calvert-Lewin. Like, the strikers are good. I don't know if I like his bench options all that much, but it is a squad that is good enough to win. But I don't know that it's like a squad that will help him win, if that makes sense. Like, it's good enough to do it, but his tactic has to be correct. He has to know how to adjust it for the meta. But the players are good enough for it.
Ali,
It's okay. I'd give it like a C.
You had a front row seat to Goofy's, I won't say meltdown, but breakdown during the semi-final. Is this going to have similar issues or not? Does it all depend on the tactic?
I did think it was funny. I am unsure. I think he's got good options when it comes to the height. I just don't think he's got the best players in order to deliver the ball, other than maybe Alex Telles. I'm not sure what he necessarily wants here. And I don't think he's gonna get it. I don't think Jadon Sancho is very good in draft mode as a right winger. And I don't know why you'd play him as an inverted winger. I don't think he's getting out of the groups with this squad. I just don't think it's strong enough, to be honest.
And
I think he's
Sony,
playing Rodrigo on the right, Sancho on the left, both as inverted wingers.
Yeah, I think he's definitely got what he wanted. You can see, I mean, he's very, very diligent in his note taking. You can see when he was getting his picks, he was ticking them off. I think looking at this, there is a setup in here that would work with the tactic that I've used previously, looking at some of the players he's got. And I'm wondering if he's going to try something similar. I think his starting options are fine if that's the situation and you're going to play that kind of tactic. Your backup options are maybe where you might struggle, but I don't know, I think he gets out of the groups. I think he gets out of the groups.
yeah, lovely. And then we did skip one, mainly because he disappeared on us. But GYR, the handsome, faceless, streamless man. So we had Aaron Cresswell, John Stones, Nketiah, Gallagher, Curtis Jones, Fabinho, Danilo, Firmino, Marlon, Lucas Leiva, Ben Yedder, Areola, Zagadou, Awar, Amavi, Bastoni, Lazari, Soriano, Kevin Lasagna, no jokes please Tony, and Galini. His middle of the draft, his Brazil and France, and actually early Italy is actually quite good. And he's probably gone a little bit under the radar on our side of things. Would you agree with that, Tony?
I think that there's some. Well, look, you can't really pick apart a GYR team because you know that whatever he's drafting is 100% specific, right? Like I'm looking going Curtis Jones for me, Conor Gallagher for me, not really, but Lucas Leiva, yes, 100%. Bastoni, 100%. Our 100%. John Stones, Ben Yedder, yes. There's a plan and it'll work. He's going to be up there or thereabouts again. We know it, right? It'd be nice to see his face when he celebrates that.
Davley?
I rate it really quick. I just like,
yeah.
When I played against him in the tag team tournament, he played a diamond, a narrow diamond, and he also plays that 4-3-1-2 that Muzza plays. And this squad is perfect for both of those tactics. Like he doesn't, if you notice, is like doesn't have a single winger, right? Like he's only playing like midfielders, fullbacks, attacking midfielders, strikers. Like that's what he's built this squad for, and I think it looks really good. Like Curtis Jones can play AMC, he can play CM. Like that's why Conor Gallagher I think fits a little better than you would think. Like it's a really narrow tactic. He can really kind of spearhead an attack better than you would expect. Like, and he might even be backing up Aouar. Like both of them are great AMCs. Like I think he's done really well.
I think
go on, Ali.
the Bastoni pick, fantastic. Firmino pick, fantastic. Fabinho pick, fantastic. I was questioning the Nketiah and the Gallagher pick, but when it comes to GYR, you kind of, it's like there's certain people you just don't question when they're making these decisions. GYR and RDF are probably at the top of that list. So I'm going to trust the process. Cresswell's great. And Randy Marsh, that's not original. Dupe's already beat you to the joke. So next, please.
There we are. So, just out of the interest of fairness, and because it is approximately 4 or 5 a.m. in Singapore, we're going to go straight to Buster Net's team and give him as a review, because he would have been last and he probably would have not got to bed in time ready for the play-by-play on Sunday. So his first pick was Phil Foden. He told everyone that was happening. Holding, Danny Ings, Jack Butland, Lewis Cook, Lodi, Philippe, Luis, Grohe, Verissimo, Karim Benzema, Aguila, Lenormand, Matuidi, Bakayoko, Pedro, Letizia, Zaza, Mandragora, and Luca Pellegrini. Where do we think we are? I think goalkeepers are an issue in this team, Stick. I think you are nodding in agreement.
Goalkeepers are an issue, but he knows the meta. This is another team with no wingers, and is clearly playing some kind of narrow diamond or the 4-3-1-2. Those are both incredible tactics right now. They're just nuts. I don't know how else to put it. And the squad is well built to do that. Like people laugh at the Matuidi pick, but in a narrow diamond, he can play as a box to box. He can play as an anchor. Like, and he still can pass. He's still creative. He can run better than people think. He's got incredible mentals. Like, this is a good narrow team. Like Phil Foden as the AMC in a narrow tactic that's where Foden shines. And so I think Bustinet's going to do well. I really do.
And do you see a Benzema and Danny Ings combination being lethal up front, Tony?
In this draft pool? Yeah, I think so. I think
Sticks just said it, to be honest, in this pool, and you know what? I'm still going to put my hat on it. Foden, I can't see personally, but I think let's get him out of the, because he has come out of the groups before, hasn't he? I think in the last,
he hasn't come out in a while, but yes.
Yeah. So I think
just
it would be nice to see. It would be nice.
Sounds
to
like
see
he's
this
locked
is
in
the
a
one
cupboard
that does
somewhere.
it,
Yeah.
Let's face it. If you're going to come out of the the qualifiers with Danny Ings, Blaise Matuidi, and Lewis Cook, and hopefully David Luiz. I know it might not be, but Rob Holding, Jack Butland. I mean, that's what I want to see. I want to see that team battling it out, and I want to see it battling out against Limo, just teams that might not have stamina.
Somebody please?
He might not even start Ings. He might start Pedro. Like Joao Pedro is pretty good too. Him and Ings are pretty similar. Like if one of them's not firing, he can put in the other and not lose a lot. So he does have options, and Zaza is there off the bench too as more of a target forward. So
there we are. Delgit has confirmed it's not David Luiz, much to our disappointment. But there we are.
When I first saw the picks that Delgit was going for, I was a bit like, okay, he's got an idea, and then he picked Jack Butland, and I just completely lost faith in him. After that point, I'm sorry, Delgit. I really want to back you, but I just can't. I think there are good picks in there.
Doesn't think goalies matter. So Delgit doesn't think goalies matter.
I mean, it probably. My advice would be maybe if you haven't made out the group stages in a while, goalies might matter. I'm just there's good players in bits. Benzema, if you play him right. Foden, if you play him right. But I think there's too many players that just aren't. You have to play him in a specific sort of way. And I don't know if he'll be able to fit everything into it.
No worries.
Our next chat, saving money, don't want to waste money on useless players.
Okay,
that's the tactic.
Lovely. And next up is Curti. So we're going back. So Callum Wilson, Mings, Grealish, Lingard, Ryan Brewster, Neto, Fernandinho, Gabriel Martinelli, Henrique, the other one, George, Kalulu, Pavard, Diop, Kante, Gignac, Tonali, Pessina, Baraghi, Adero, Zakagni. That's how I'm going to finish that one. I'm going to come straight to you, Ali.
I really wanted
Curti.
to first.
Yeah,
I love Curti. Anyway, when he was going through these picks, I was thinking up until like before Italy, I was thinking it's an okay draft. You've got players that can maybe do something in there. Callum Wilson on his day. Curti's played with Jack Grealish enough, more than anyone I believe who's drafted, to know how to use him. And he is one of those players you have to use him correctly. And then with them Italian picks, whacking in Tonali, whacking in Pessina, like it just took it to another level. Zaccagni as well as a final pick is great. I think he's got a really good midfield of that team, and he made use of those Italian midfielders. The only thing I'm not too sure on is the goalkeeping options. I think that was, especially in the Brazilian section of the pool, there was some really, really good cheap goalkeepers. I don't think he's taken advantage of those by going for Neto, but overall, I think it's a good draft. I like the Lingard pick, a very versatile. Diop pick, a very, very good. We're going to see what he can do. I think he'll do quite well. He's saying there Neto is the best value goalkeeper in the draft. Mateus is the best value goalkeeper in the draft. And I think he was picked up by Stinger. But yeah, this team overall, I think is a really, really, really good squad.
Tony?
I like Neto. I don't like
Scandinavian value. Yeah.
Right. I like Tonali. I like Pessina. I think he's got great picks there. I like Pavard. Pacey Mings a good pick. We said about Wilson being an option off the bench. I think Gignac's going to be an option off the bench as well. Kante doing all the work in the midfield. I think it's fine. I think he's good. I think I said it before we even started drafting. Curti's going to be there or thereabouts. I'm still standing by it. I think this squad is good enough to go. Maybe not all the way, but certainly up into the deep ends of this tournament.
I think he's a little bit weak in the air, and this team will go as far as Callum Wilson will take him. If Callum Wilson is firing, then Curti can go deep. But other than I think it all rests on Callum Wilson personally.
Also looking at centre backs options, what we got there is George Diop, Mings,
George is
Pavard. Yeah, Pavard's been dropped into centre back for a few teams. Seems to be lacking it if there's injuries or suspensions.
I think he's got to be
not
starting Mings and Diop. That's got to be his starters.
And next up, and I'll head straight for you, Mr. Stick. We are going to Stinger.
An interesting draft. I think he maybe sequenced it not quite the way that I would. But good. He has good backups, good value backups. Mateus I like as a keeper too. It looks like maybe kind of similar to Curti. He goes as far as Berardi takes him. Like Fekir, Guri, and Berardi maybe are kind of like a front three in some sort. He says it's a weird tactic, so it's really hard to read his draft without knowing if he's hit the right button on tactics, which, Stinger will switch tactics 5 times in a draft sometimes. So if he pushes the right buttons, some of the players are there, but he's kind of lacking a talisman that I think could really win a game by their own. I don't know if there's anybody here that can do that.
Yeah, just to quickly go through his squad, that's my mistake there. It's Richards, Holgate, Mavididi, Baldock, McNeil, Bruno, Diego, Dani Alves, Mateus, Menino, Willian, Fekir, Guri, Koundé, Nianzou, Mendy, Berardi, Asebri, Locatelli, Verratti, and Esposito. Mateus, you were waxing lyrical about the entire time we were in Brazil, Ali, so I'll hand the field to you on this one.
He's so good. 9.75 million. Such a solid keeper. All round. Doesn't really have anything that you'd want from a goalkeeper less than 14. Really, really good option. In terms of the rest of it, I really like the Dani Alves pick. I was questioning him at the beginning. Richards, Holgate being drafted. I was a bit like, let's see how he does later on. I'm not sure how well that necessarily went for him, because he was in that awkward middle point where a lot of the top Italian players were gone. Maybe he thought people would have a bit less money than they actually did have at that point, but he still made really good use of it. Locatelli, Cherby, are really good picks. We won't go over Verratti because we've had our fun with that. Fekir is a fantastic pick. There's a couple that I'm not sure, like Richards, Menino. I think they get good. They're not necessarily good right now, but I think Stinger's experienced enough to know what he wants and go around to get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Stinger knows what he's doing. He's drafted with a very, very specific tactic in mind, I think. Has he got the players that he was maybe hoping for? I think Sticks maybe touched upon it. Has he missed out on a couple of things in Italy? Maybe, possibly. I'm not sure without knowing exactly what it is he's going to play. Dani Alves, I like those as a pick to get that in. That's fine. I'm interested to see how Dwight McNeil works as well. I think he's pretty good. Kunde, we've said we all have a bit of a concern potential over Kunde at centre half. But other than that, Fekir, Gori, Locatelli, again, there's names that we've already mentioned. Willian's going to be the interesting one. Is he going to pop up with some set players? But let's face it, Stinger's got the bridesmaid's hat on, right? He knows how to go long in competitions. Is this the year? Hey, if this is the team that wins it, he'll be over the moon.
Dwight McNeil works hard on the bench. He says, "Let's go."
Perfect segue for people going long in the thingy is Limo, aiming to be Freemo. He started off the draft very interestingly. James Milner, Jamie Vardy, Jordan Henderson, Aarons, Fraser Forster, Gabriel, Gerson, Neres, Richarlison, George, Kanate, Mukiele, Diaby, Lafont, Saliba, Moise Keane, Felipe, Bernadeschi, Emerson, and Ricci. I'm going to come straight back to you, Tony, on this one. It started strangely.
In a house next to Limo. That was the recruitment tactic of get players who are local. I like that. But versatility, I mean, look, I was going to say we all know what we get with Limo, right? It's almost like a broken record these days. But you know what? I've seen him play some pretty funky things over the last couple of weeks, and I want to see that side of Limo, the guy that takes a few risks, the guy that plays not 4-4-2, not 4-2-4, the guy that plays with, I'm not even going to explain what I saw, but I definitely saw it. I saw it with my own eyes, right? The people who saw it, they know it happened. It's got everything you like about a Limo team. It's got hard-working midfields. It's got fast forwards. It's got a bit of depth. It's got a bit of rotation and versatility. Limo's always in with a chance.
Ali, what's your thoughts?
There's things I really like about this team. Moise Keane, Richarlison being 15 million. Really, really, really good choices. I like the Neres pick. The Gabriel pick is fantastic. The Diaby pick is fantastic. I just think he went about it the wrong way in midfield. Milner and Henderson, when you had all the Italian midfielders towards the latter stage of the draft, I think he just went a bit too big on the midfielders there, paid too much for them, and kind of restricted himself later down the line. I'm not a fan of the goalkeeper picks either. I don't think either are really like elite. I don't think either are as good as a lot of the others that were picked today. I hope he proves me wrong because I do like Ali, but this I don't think it's his best draft, and I don't think it's enough to win it. But Limo has his way. We all know it, and I'm sure he'll have an idea of what everyone's supposed to do.
And as a fellow Dirty Blue Nose, Stick?
I didn't think the England portion went particularly well for him, but I do like the rest of the draft. I think he rescued the draft really well. I think that his forward play, Vardy, I think has something left in the tank. When he pairs that with Neres and Richarlison and Moise Keane, like that's a lot of firepower up front. Diaby has a ton of pace and can really dribble and make a difference too on the wing. Like, this is a team that can score goals. He usually plays very aggressive goal-scoring tactics. I don't like the goalies either. But Gabriel and Kanate is a great center back pairing. I really rate that center back pairing. So, like, do I like the midfield? Do I like some of the England picks? No, I agree with Ali a lot there. But the firepower is here to, win some games 8-6, kind of thing. So It'll be interesting to see what Limo brings to the table.
Lovely. And then on to next. We'll stick with you. I'll read the team out first. So it's Mr. Diz. He started with Jude Bellingham, Bowen, Tavernier, Noble, Adra, he's that guy, Casemiro, Kuna, Anthony, Ibanez, Philippe, Kazawa, Dembele, Camavinga, Umtiti, Sidibe, Donnarumma, Caputo, Bonucci, Raspadori, and Spinazzola. To use an Italian player that he's picked there, did Mr. Diz go Caputo in Italy?
I mean, I think that his draft was Caputo from the start. I like Bellingham, but like I just don't know who scores the goals in this tactic, like at all. I can't see it. Musa Dembele, like I can't see it. I also think there's more players on Mr. Diz's team that we don't like than anybody else. Like Mark Noble doesn't really belong. Kurzawa is pretty bad. Umtiti is pretty bad. I'm not a huge fan of Camavinga. Like Caputo, Bonucci, Spinazzola, like people kind of hate on Donnarumma too. He also only has the one goalie, I'm pretty sure, as well. And so there's a lot of risk here in this squad and a lot of players that I don't like, and I don't see who scores the goals. I don't see Mr. Diz getting out of the groups.
Tony, you're agreeing with Saimaggio in the chat about Italy?
Waiting for Italy, yeah. Like looking around at what he's got, yes, he's spent some weird money. Like Casemiro is a red card, but that's fine because Mark Noble comes in to cover him. No, he doesn't. Mark Noble never comes in to cover anybody. Camavinga's a good pick, though. As we say, Kazawa, maybe not. Anthony, I said Anthony was a player that I quite like. And I like Tavernier. Bellingham's good. Bowen's a good player as well. Raspadori, Biscuit Legs. Look, I'm back at my boy, right? He's on Football Manager therapy for a reason, right? I didn't get rid of Rich Owens for no reason to replace him with Mr. Diz, right? So Mr. Diz is winning the tournament for Football Manager therapy. That's what's happening. And Mark Noble scoring the winning penalty.
Cool. Ali?
I said
Follow
on Twitter,
that.
I said on Twitter I was going to back my South Asian brother. I'm going back on my word. After he picked Umtiti, I blocked him on Twitter. I'm not gonna lie. 22 million on Umtiti. Too far. Des, he typed in the chat here, me and Katie in the finals, as if we didn't see him beg stick for help around about the 13th pick. He's finishing bottom of the group 100%. Donnarumma's the biggest fraud in this draft pool. I mean, Casemiro and Ibanez are red cards waiting to happen. Umtiti for 22.5 million. I've said it 3 times just to reiterate the point. He's finishing bottom. It's not going well for Des, to be honest.
I'm enjoying the chat. Obviously, his scouting center with Zealand came out just before the draft and stuff like that. I wonder what Zealand would actually make of this team. I mean, judging by everyone else's opinion, it is wrong that way. But he said it's content, it's comedy. He's the funny guy. Maybe he's trying for your position on FMT pod here, Tony. You have to be careful. Watch your back. Right, yeah. Next. Sweet left foot. Apparently wasn't feeling very well. He didn't look thingy. And also he drafted Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, which breaks the spreadsheet every single time because his name's too damn long. Right. Anyway, Reece James, the Ox, Konza, Solanke, Rico Henry, Rafinha, Antonio, Costa, so that is Douglas Costa, Diego Carlos, Jailson, Theo Hernandez, Kimpembe, Melier, Payet, Savanier, Barella, Politano, Scamacca, Di Silvestri, and Destro. Coming to you, Tony, because he's got Dominic Solanke in his squad, but actually, looking at some of those other players, he's not done too badly here. Although it is very
everything bar Dominic Solanke. And that's only because of Dominic Solanke in real life. But yeah, there's a lot to like about that team, to be honest. Reece James, great pick. We were debating whether or not Alice was going to get Reece James or go for Trent in that number 3 spot. I know that caused Stick a bit of anger, but you know what? The fact that Reece James is up there, he's so good on the latest update. The Ox is versatile. Payet is a great pick. I've seen Rich Owens have fantastic success with Payet. Barella's good. My man Scamacca's in there. Melier as your goalkeeper. Rafinha, I like Rafinha as well. I think this is a decent side, to be honest. I think it's a really, really decent side. And, you know, Sweet Left Foot's been there or thereabouts. Yeah. Is he gonna be in the final stages of this? That squad That squad could be.
And Stick, I've actually fixed the Oxy's name just because it annoyed me that much. Go ahead.
I don't hate Solanke, honestly. This striker pool is weak. Like, it's not easy to put together a front line. He's going to rely. It looks like he's relying on Solanke a reasonable amount here. So we'll see if the Solanke comes good. But I love Reece James and I love Oxlade-Chamberlain. That is a fantastic start to the draft. I love Ox as a CM attack. I love him as a shadow striker. I love him as a box to box. I love him as a emergency right wing back. Like, he can do so many things. And Reece James is great. The best. I think he's the best right back in the pool. I think he's better than Alec Trent, and really like it. It's hard to see. I don't love Kimpembe. So I don't love Barella either. That's a big card risk in the middle, red card and yellow card accumulation in a tournament that's this long. So Barella scares me a little bit, but I like the team. Konsa's great too. Like, he's definitely done well. It's definitely one of the top half squads in terms of like how well it's been drafted, I think.
And Ali?
I deviate from that. I'd put Mike's draft solidly in the middle. I think he's got some really good picks in there, like Reece James. I think he's got Rafinha, which is a great pick. Dimitri Payet, great pick. Barella, fantastic pick. But there's a Theo Hernandez. I've seen him not do well in too many drafts. Kimpembe, I don't think he's got it in him. There's a lot of tall players been drafted for the forward positions, and I think he's going to come up short there. Skamaka, I think he's good after a season or two in FM. He's not quite there yet. Solanke, I can see the argument made for Solanke, but can sweet left foot pull that Zealand off? I'm not sure. I think it's a middle of the road draft. I would have liked him to go for a better goalkeeper as well. I think Meslier is good. I think there were better options though. I think Sweet Left Foot might scrape through the groups, and then it's all up in the air from there, really, whether he finishes second or third.
Fair enough. And then on to Mozza. The best loser in the last FM playoffs, in the 92-93 draft, and also kept on going through his picks really quickly. Shame on you, Mozza. Anyway, his picks were Ward-Prowse, Trippier, Cody, Dyer, Madison, Paqueta, Goani, Ismaile, Caletto, Paulista, Giroud, Tuchemene, Niakate, Sambia, Rabiot, Belotti, Mancini, Lucca, Murray, and Chiesa. Ali, you thinking?
He had the best draft. Hands down. Yep. Mozza has had the best draft. James Ward-Prowse, with all them huge big boys like Olivier Giroud, Belotti's decent in the air, potentially Lucca coming on late. Amazing. Trippier's there if James Ward-Prowse isn't available. I think he's had an absolutely amazing draft. Mancini, probably second best centre back in the pool for me, behind Bastoni. Eric Dyer, if is a risk, but I think if he works the way Mozza wants him to work, and I know the way Mozza wants him to work, I won't reveal it. It'll be great. Paqueta's fantastic passing. Guani's probably the best budget pick in the pool. Chiesa, if he works, fantastic. I think Mozza's had the best draft, to be honest. I think the only reason why Mozza won't win this is because it's Mozza. It won't be reflective of his squad.
There was a shake of the head from you on this one, Stick. Why?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are pieces here, but Ali says Meslier is a bad starting goalkeeper for Sweet Left Foot, and then neglects to say that Mozza's going with Alex Merritt and no backup. Like, I think that's a little bit risky in the goalie department. But also the center backs, like Dyer is okay, Paulista's pretty good. Like, I don't rate Mancini nearly as high as Ali does. I think he's nowhere near the second best defender in this pool. And I've seen him come up very short before. But I do like Goiano too. It's like James Ward-Prowse is a big risk because I don't think he's the best midfielder. Like, I think he leaves a lot to be desired in like a midfield too, even. But obviously set pieces can make a huge difference, and Giroud can be a big part of that. So it's going to go as far as the set piece routine does. I don't think the squad as a whole is as good as like Ali is saying. Like if James Ward-Prowse gets hurt, I guess Trippier is decent at delivery too. But I don't see it. If set pieces don't work, I don't see it. I don't think there's a way out if set pieces don't work.
And Tony, as a fan of big meaty men and lumping it forward.
I'm looking forward to all these players getting runners-up medals. It's just a shame, isn't it? Like on paper, it's brilliant, but you gotta look in the dugout and go like, do we believe in the gaffer? I'd love to believe. I'd love to believe, right? And he got to the final before. So is this Mozza's redemption arc, right? It would be great if Mozza does do it. I'm a huge fan, right? James Ward-Prowse whipping the balls up to Olivier Giroud. I said Giroud is the pick. Get him in there. If he's not taking free kicks, Maddison can take free kicks. Lucas,
even Trippier.
Trippier as well. Yeah, 3 centre backs is an option there. Come on, Mozza, let's do it. Let's do it. You versus Mr. Diz in the final. Let's have it, right?
Lovely stuff. And next we have Alice. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Dele Alli, Joe Gomez, Dan Burn, Carlos Vinicius, Marcao, Patrick, Rafinha, Weverton, Lucas Digne, Anthony Martial, Decore, Lacroix, Lamar, Insigne, Pellegrini, Ogbonna, Calabria, and Gigi Buffon. And don't worry, I didn't forget him. She picked Andy Carroll, ladies and gentlemen.
Scratch Mozza in the final. It's FM Girl versus Mr. Diz in the final. What?
Yeah, exactly. He's in. Anyway, Stick, as chief advisor to Alice before the draft, what's your opinion?
Oh, I hate it. Sorry, Alice. Oh, every time I was like, I think she should pick this person. No, I wanted Reece James. She took Trent. Just up and down the draft, I feel like at times I questioned. I wonder if her shortlist didn't even load because of how few players she drafted from the shortlist that we talked about. But there's pieces here for sure. It's hard to see who's going to score the goals. You all like Andy Carroll and Carlos Vinicius. I'm not sure the meta is still in that place that it was at the beginning of the game. I think that it should be narrow and quick passing, and I don't see the players to pull that off here. I'm a little bit nervous about the wing play because I think her wingers are going to get too far forward, her wing backs. I'm nervous. I don't love the draft. There's just a lot of things that I think deviated from a plan. We'll see. We'll see. Anthony Martial, who's going to score the goals here?
Andy Carroll
Tony?
score the goals.
Yes.
Andy
Carry on.
Carroll's going to score all the goals. It doesn't need anybody else. Like Alice is going to play one striker up front, and everyone else is going to stand next to Andy Carroll and just admire his greatness. I'm all in for it. I'm all in for it. Like
There we are.
I know you hate it, but yeah, I'm all in. Come on, Team Alice, let's do it.
I want her to do well for sure, 100%, but don't see it.
And Ali, arguably the founder of the Andy Carroll meme, although I have an argument in that favour as well, but we both have lovely emotes of him. Yep. And Tony's there as well. He had it at Sampdoria, so yeah.
I was very, very excited when she picked Andy Carroll. But I know I said before, I can't wait to bully Alice. I just can't do it because if I did, it would just be like punching a toddler, to be honest. This is not a very good draft at all. And I know there are some good players in there, but there was so many times where there was like 30 seconds left on the clock. Alice was just looking at the screen, not doing anything. She did not look confident at all. I don't think this is going to be a good one for Alice. I think there are good players in there. Andy Carroll being the main one, obviously. Trent Alexander-Arnold is obviously a good pick. I think she overspent on the goalkeeper, thought was there, but Weverton's still a good keeper. Digne, I think Lacroix was a good pick. But, you know, just little things like in picking Insigne, Joe Gomez going, I just don't know. I don't know what's going through her head. I'm not confident for Alice. I really want to be for Andy Carroll, but I just can't.
Lovely. And last but not least, the debutant, Muzza. Tammy Abraham, Aaron Ramsdale, Oliver Skip, Luke Thomas, Godfrey, Bremer, Eda Nilsson, Henrique, the correct one apparently. Emerson Royale, Arana, Mbappe, Vertu, Hernandez, Tolise, Thuram, Zaniolo, Ravella, Cataldi, Viviano, and Barilla. He had some fun in France, and he's also got a pretty solid goalkeeper and a striker there from England. Ali, carry on from where we were.
Second best draft, hands down. I don't know why he picked Mbappe because Bruno Henrique is better, but I guess Mbappe is not a bad backup option to have. I think you're looking at this squad, everything has quality. This for me is a complete opposite of Alice. That was a clear plan for this bad boy, and Muzza has executed it. You've got Ramsdale, which is a good goalkeeper, but I think again there was much better options in some of the other countries for a cheaper price. Tammy Abraham and Bruno Henrique for me would be an absolutely amazing partnership. I know Mbappe starts over Enrique, but we've seen Mbappe not do anything far too often in far too many competitions. Like I'm begging Muzza to start Abraham and Enrique because I think he will win if he does. Bremer, fantastic. Godfrey's a really good option as well to have, I assume, from the bench. Thuram, as Stick was saying, really, really, really good option as well. Really, really cheap option. I'm not a fan of the Hernandez option, but he's also got players like Arana in there as well, who are absolutely quality. I think Muzza's done a fantastic job. And if I was to make a bet on who's going to win right now, Muzza's the one.
Mr. Stick?
I agree completely. I love this draft, especially knowing Muzza's tactic. I've taken a beating from Muzza's tactic before in Daljeet's drafts. He definitely knows his way around this tactic, the 4-3-1-2. His midfielders, I think, are perfect for it. They're all two-way midfielders. Eden Nielsen, Bruno Henrique, Tolisso, Vertu, like they're Ravella. They're all excellent two-way midfielders in that midfield flat three that can all play like some combination of box-to-box, or even some of them can play DLP. They can play Metzala. They can just play all the roles that he switches in between based on game situation. I really love it. Like, I think Mbappe is going to do great. I really do. I think this is the kind of tactic that gets a lot out of Mbappe, where you have like the midfield being controlled, playing balls through the middle. You have Abraham knocking down balls off of the goalkeeper distribution. Like the team Zaniolo too, behind the strikers, I think is an excellent option as that AMC. Bremer's one of my favorite center backs in terms of value for money. Ramsdale's my favorite, one of my favorite keepers in the pool. Just like, I can't stop gushing about Muzza's team. I think it's incredible.
Well, that was like a Mr. Diz intro on the scouting centre. That's how wonderful that was.
He needs a new headshot, but the team itself is great.
Yeah, you can do with that. I think he got a tune out of Mbappe. He has his Zaniolo graphic. Zaniolo is his go-to player, arguably. Tony, where do you think Muzza's going to end up? You were very complimentary on his draft at the start.
Yeah, it sounds boring for all three of us to agree, four of us to agree, in fact. But yeah, he is probably the early front running favorite. I think looking at this team, I genuinely love it. I think it's fantastic. I think he's done a really great sportsman thing in taking Mbappe to save FM Girl or Mr. Diz having to take Mbappe, which is just, if anything, he's fallen on his sword a little bit and went, look, don't draft him, but I'll do it for you. Right? I've got enough in the budget to make that pick go away. I think Abraham's a wonderful signing. I'm like Stick. I love Ramsdale. I love a goalkeeper who can distribute the ball. I think Ramsdale's a great pick. I think Zaniolo and Thuram's a great option. Everything's been said. I can't wait to see it. Because, yeah, that's a winning squad right there.
Lovely stuff. And we will quickly go to look for what's happening for the rest of the week. So we've already done the qualifier. We've finished the draft show tomorrow night. Tony, do you want to introduce what we're doing tomorrow night?
Drafts and Crafts. It's one of my favorite actual shows that we've been running. Basically, it's a little bit like this. We have a bit more in-depth time, though, to sit and go through the teams. We're going to also draw the groups as well and the fixtures. So you get to see all that tomorrow, whilst enjoying a couple of specialist ales. Of course, you don't have to drink. You can have soft drinks as well. For the 92-93 database, we were all on the hooch. So there you go. It's It's a cracking little evening. Myself, Jebaru, Hood Gaming, and How We Roll Owen. So hope you guys will come and join us for that. 8 p.m. British summertime.
And Mr. Ali, you are hosting our play-by-play on Sunday. Who have you got on there with you?
Mr. Ali, let's go. Yeah, play-by-play is on Sunday. I will be joined by How We Roll Owen, Tony Jameson, and I'm really, really excited to have the United City in as well. Obviously, that's happening on Sunday. I shall be the host. I'll basically be what Jeb is now. So don't expect it to go as smooth because I'm nowhere near on Jeb's level. But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a blast, and I can't wait to see who wins.
Well, thank you for that. And we'll just go back to our lovely 4-box. We'll start with Mr. Stick because he hasn't spoken. Do you want to plug yourself? Let us know where we can find you, find those tactic testing videos, etc. You're on mute.
He does not want to plug his tactic testing
I've been
videos.
coughing and I'm trying to mute whenever I'm about to cough.
No,
so
thank you. We do appreciate that.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitch under Stick Piano. Also, I have a brand new YouTube channel where I test out tactics in the Total Tactics Testing Center. So you can check that out. Also, Stick Piano is the username to search on YouTube. So I'm having a super fun time making videos. It's a lot of anxiety. People who make YouTube videos probably know, like, you spend the several hours being like, how many people have viewed it yet? What are my likes looking like? And I'm still in that habit. I can't wait to shake that, but it's been a lot of fun. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. Ali, where can we find you?
I am Alistair on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, everything. I also own the Wasted Possession Draft, which has a lot of these great guys involved. Everybody here has taken part except for Jebaru, which he's not.
He rejected me twice. Anyway,
if he applies this time, it will be thrice. Anyway, so yeah, follow us on there. We have a lot of these guys involved in that, and yeah, thanks for having me, lads.
And Tony, the funny guy, thanks for the funniness tonight.
Man,
tell us where we can find you. Have you got a podcast?
Oh, you know, let's get the roll call out, right? So, so I've got a podcast. It's called Football Manager Therapy, and Mr. Diz has been on it as co-host. Rich Owens has been on it as co-host as well. It's very, very good. It's you can find it on all of your good and bad podcast platforms. Also, you can find it on YouTube as well. Just search Football Manager Therapy on YouTube. Twitter is Tony Jameson, and Twitch is Tony Jameson FM. So that's where you can find me. Now, Jebaru, what about yourself? Where can people find you and all the good work you're doing?
You can find me at Jebaru or at the Jebaru on Twitter and Instagram. It's mostly nonsense or angry tweets. That's basically about it. Do follow us on Twitter at the FM Playoffs. Lots of updates. If you miss any of the shows, most of the stuff is recapped in there anyway. Make sure, if you aren't already, drop a follow on the channel for the play-by-play, and also drop a follow to all of the players tonight. Have to say thank you to Tony, to Stick, to Ali. Really appreciate it. Had such a good night tonight. And also thank you to all the competitors, everyone who's tuned in. We had a really great night. Also shout out to Cam working hard in the background, and Katie and Andrew as well for his wonderful stats that we've used across the weekend. And also for Cy Maggio for his FM rankings. We'll see you all for Drafts and Crafts tomorrow, and we're going to send you over to Tony's former partner, Rich Owens FM. So please give him a shout out in the chat, and he's on the 92-93 database playing a Sheffield Wednesday. So let's go.
Lovely stuff.
In a minute, because I'm just waiting for the raid to finish. But yeah, we'll just carry on there.
Everybody drop in with wah in his chat. He will very much appreciate that.
Please get the wahs out. Yeah, full wahs out. Wah. Yeah, lovely stuff. Right, off we go. Cheers, guys. Thank you, and good night.